I know someone who just needs the God. Feeling the pain, we can't take the pressure. Pain, we crying. Somebody got to do something. Right now we really need a Messiah. Don't take me out and the big disaster. For everything I thought, look, we crying all in vain. Rich or poor, black or white, we feeling this pain. Then Belmont, Citrus, and 𝗓𝗵𝗆𝗆. Somebody gotta do something. Somebody gotta fix something. Somebody do something. Somebody gotta run something. Calm down. Only losses today and no peace. Hell, fire. Somebody got to ease up to the pressure. Like nobody seems to care about it more. All them rich people close up the door. And who have the head to carry me through and through. Only care about themselves and not about me and you and you know. The time Belmont, 𝗓𝗵𝗆, 𝗓𝗵𝗆. Somebody gotta run something. Somebody gotta fix something. Somebody do something. Come on.
And of course, let me say a special hello to all the 𝗷𝗵𝗆 95.9 FM listeners. Yes. It's in the village with the dark triplets on 𝗷𝗵𝗆 95.9 FM. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, we come to you every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 9 p.m. That's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 9 p.m. I'm going to wait until the other 1/3 of the dark triplets come back in. Oh, yes, she is right here. Yes, she's right here. I thought she disappeared for a minute there, you know. No other than 𝗏𝗏 Diana Benskin McDonald, boy.
Oh, I'm in trouble.
I get it backwards, right? I just change it. I can change it up a little bit. St. John, you know, John feeling it, you know. Somebody got to run something.
I feeling it too. I eating a saltfish sandwich. That's all I can afford.
You in Connecticut and you're feeling it? Where's that one? Are you feeling it in Connecticut?
Think hard.
Somebody got to run something, boy. They run something, man. Or they run something or something, boy. You have a big, you have a big, you have a big sinkhole in the bottom, boy. A
Oh
sinkhole,
God.
a big sinkhole in the bottom.
Oh
Let me
God.
do some. Let me do some superlative to the chat there.
Mm.
You know, 𝗃𝗍𝗃 was inside early o'clock tonight, boy. 𝗃𝗍𝗃 was in 5:44 p.m. Yes,
I'm
early
drinking
o'clock,
some.
boy.
I'm drinking some herb tea here.
Herb tea?
Uh-huh.
I told you drinking green tea.
No, I'm going to Chicago, so I'm boosting up my immune system.
Oh,
So
all right.
I don't know what variant is in Chicago.
No, you know, is the MU now, you know? It's all kind of variant now, you know?
Jesus Lord.
Curtis Montreshat, but you're inside. Rose Celestine, welcome.
Somebody named the Queen is in the house. Hello,
Yeah.
the Queen.
Yeah. Run DMC. He says he's a wonder boy.
The Queen is new. Everybody welcome the Queen to the village. Never seen the Queen here. Wow.
Yeah. But that fella that start, like he just come. Yeah. You take more abuse from that thing tonight again. Who does abuse you? Nobody do abuse you. Nobody do abuse you. He said, "Me won't tell you nothing."
You see, look, he likes saltfish. You see, look.
Watch him again. He gone. He gone again.
And look, he likes saltfish. Yeah?
Who's that? Run. Rajvi, how you going, partner? Rajvi said, I hear about the my variant in Colombia. These Venezuela will bring it there soon. Vaccine no work for that one. Yeah,
But wait now.
for that one.
But somebody see they say they see the sneaking in through Carnage now. They stop sneaking in through the south.
Cheesecake, good night.
The Queen says good night. The Queen says good night, answer like the Queen know it, boy.
Nuts cake inside. Cheesesteak. You are calling him cheesesteak.
Wait, answer them. Who is the Queen? The Queen said good night. The Queen where from?
I'm scrolling down.
Where from the Queen?
You're the pouter now. You're the number one pouter. Only nuts will make mistake. Yeah. The Queen, where you from?
The Queen. I see who the Queen. Yes. Got your Queen.
Who's the
got
Queen?
Your Queen. Tariq. Got your Queen. Gotcha.
Oh.
Hello, Albert.
Yeah. Good night, Queen. How you going?
Rajvi.
Diana, nuts. Ron says marijuana tea. I thought he gone.
Well, he could call it whatever. I drinking tea. Or he could call it whatever. I don't care. It's my tea.
And not say good night, boy. That fella can't even say good night to people when he come in the chat, so. Yeah. True nuts cake, boy. They get about 30 something coming in
Carnage.
Yeah, okay. What you say? But I hear about the pastor, what? Answer them, but I hear the pastor saying that all birds that fly, just fly down and dead, not to drink water. What's that one?
Cheese that fly right over we head.
Pastor saying all birds that fly just come down to dead, you mean? All birds that fly have to come down to die. That's what you mean, cheese stick?
I don't know. I'm lost.
Yeah. Ron, try and translate that day for me.
He's a philosopher.
You gotta wait till Ellis come. Ellis go translate it for me.
He's a philosopher.
Yeah. Hey, Queen, welcome. Queen boy.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, I want to see the picture. I didn't see the picture. You see the picture already? Yeah?
The Queen nuts cake. Will you be comfortable with that?
With what?
Well, listen, Anselm. I hear there's lines at the airport. Port health line, immigration line, and customs line.
Line?
Yeah. One set of line here, the port health line that checking your vaccination status and if you got to go and quarantine or not. and then it's
Okay.
the immigration line, and then the customs line. So you know you ain't coming out of that airport no time soon.
Wow. Interesting, man.
A
Chi Six
whole
is the union pastor who asking for casino to open, like he missing gambling.
oh
All
Lord.
right. Okay. Oh, you know oh God.
Hello, Rajvi.
My dog inside, boy. What tax? You inside, my dog.
Mm-mm-mm.
Well, Anna. Hey, you know who we ain't seen a while, boy? Stealth. Stealth. Who knows
But they
Stealth
were.
Bomber? Stealth Bomber was his name? Stealth Bomber? That was his name? Eh?
And Renata Garcia. I
Oh,
sent her the thing.
Renata
Yeah.
Garcia. Yeah. We ain't seen them, but I feel run must he run them, you know. I feel run them.
I will see. Yeah.
Not scared, boy. Not scared. I hear you call on my radio station and talk what happened. You leave the underground report or what?
You're gonna come in later.
Oh, my dog says Ray Stealth on Real Talk with
Saeed Ali.
Is it Saeed Ali, man? Mesada do swell. Anyway.
So what's going on? Yeah, go ahead.
Ron say you have to say some. Ron, thank you so very kindly. We appreciate the compliment that you give us. We really appreciate that. We are happy to know that you are doing a fantabulous job with us, and we want to congratulate you.
Yeah, Mr. Pauta.
Oh, Nutscake seem feeling too good. Nutscake, don't worry, man. You'll get over that. This too will pass.
Yeah.
Oh, Marissa Garcia.
Make some tea.
Like too.
Make some tea, man. Make some tea. Hey, I find out a fella named today, Anselm. Somebody middle name, and I will be referring to him by his middle name.
Who is that?
𝗵𝗶𝗶𝗃𝗍𝗵.
𝗵𝗶𝗶𝗃𝗍. You didn't know his name was 𝗵𝗶𝗃?
Nope, I found that out today.
But you know, I was going to put that story, but I said, so I will break this story here. Well, not break story. I will talk about this story here. A yellow baby told me that the Minister of Housing, you know, I should get the picture, but it was up in Tameika, Claventle, inspecting the abandoned building. It was her, MP Scotland, who I think is the MP for Port of Spain South, and Garcia, who is in charge of, is it 𝗔𝗰𝗃𝗀𝗃 or Garcia? He's in charge of housing. He's in charge. He's the housing kind of guy, right? And they were all up there, but it seemed like if I ain't seen nothing in the media, so I want to know if it's just a ploy.
They want to tear it down. They must want to tear it down.
Well, I mean, I don't mind if they tear it down, and once they don't wait till 3 months before the election to try to fix it, to try to do that.
Maybe that's what they want to do too.
Yeah. I have to make a little bit of noise about that. Gary, welcome.
Phantom.
Good night. How is everybody?
Everybody good, man.
I hear drinking my herb tea.
Yeah. Oh, I hear sipping my puncheon. I'm getting ready for them.
Yeah. Hey, I think it's not cakes. Where is Stealth? Tell Ray Stealth we say hello, all right? Tell him we say hello, because and what I feel nuts was inside last time, so tell him we say hello as well. Right? What I feel nuts say just gotta go and sell cashews before he come. All right, so I mean, Gary,
I'm listening.
I want you to explain this to me. I'm not sure what the law is, but let me look at this video first and then we explain this to me.
I was right to what you like. No, I'm telling you what you like. Hey, listen. I'm telling you what you like. If you don't know, I'm telling you. I'm just telling you what I'm telling you. You're supposed to be in your mouth last night. You're not going to I know they get out some, but it's not like it.
I'm not hearing what they're saying, really, but very low.
No, that's the way it is.
Right? I choose to talk to you, I don't have to talk to you. Okay? Now because you the police, I could be in my yard, not in the government road. Wait a minute. What, there's after 9? No, you can be in your yard, Father.
What?
You need to move out early. No. Yeah, well, all right. Ain't no problem. Are you looking for money? Yeah, I don't worry. I'm you're coming in my yard. I can not support you. You're not supposed to be
What trouble is this?
Come on, minute after 9.
So Gary, and to me, that is part of the problem that we have. I mean,
it is a very much part of the problem, and it's been existing for a number of years. And I mean, the commissioner of police can't fix everything one shot. I mean, he has improved a lot, right? But he still
Gary,
has.
let me ask you a question. Give me one thing that Gary Griffith has improved.
Name you one thing. There are many things. There are many things he has improved.
Gary, name me one thing, man. Come on, one. Give me one.
Let me tell you something. What the police doing here is real nonsense. Okay, we know that they are untrained in a lot of aspects. They are arrogant and ignorant because they're carrying a gun and a badge. You know, we know about that aspect of things. But there has been a lot of improvement that Gary Griffith has made in the force with the manner of police handling things and getting results. Okay, simple thing as he was explaining. Did you watch the thing I tagged you on Facebook? Did his explanation?
Yeah, I watch it.
Okay,
I watch it.
You see comparison to what Stephen Williams was doing. Certain people Stephen Williams was given ammunition to protect themselves.
What was the comparison? 70 to 5,000.
Gary Griffith.
70 that Stephen Williams give out, and 5,000 that Gary Griffith give out. How you don't compare that, Gary?
Hold on a second.
Okay.
Gary Griffith gave to people who needed to protect themselves. Okay, citizens were under siege and under heavy duress under these two commissioner of police. They were kidnapping your children. They were bold-facedly coming in your house and shooting up the place. And only the criminals had guns. You had to pay $50,000 bribe to get a gun license to protect yourself. Okay, people were getting brutalized in the country. Gangs went to war with Gary Griffith. They decided to show Gary Griffith who was boss, and it was a long haul struggle within the first year of Gary Griffith taking office. There's a lot of things you don't know. That's what I tell you, invite the man.
Gary, so what are you saying is that Stephen Williams and them was giving guns to criminals?
They were giving guns to certain people. I'm not saying criminals. They were certain preferential treatment.
But Gary, has there been any gun that was seized, right, that had a license from Stephen Williams? Any gun that was seized, any gun that was given out and there was a license given out by Stephen Williams?
That is not what I'm talking about. I am drawing the 5,000 guns that Gary Gifford. No, none was caught in any criminal activity. But what
Stephen Williams was caught, Gary? How many?
Answer me, the person backstage.
Yeah.
He's a little boy. Remember?
I know.
All right, let's take care of him first.
Take care of the little boy first. He will.
Right.
Yeah,
that's my friend there. I said that and I had to get him. Bring him on.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Let's bring in hold on there.
Xhaiden. I think that's the way you pronounce his name. I might be incorrect.
1 minute. Okay, let's bring in Tameika Darius and Xhaiden Darius in the village.
Yeah. Correct you.
Yes, hello. Say it again. Say it again. How do you say your name?
My name is 𝗓𝗵𝗶𝗀. I'm 5 years old.
Oh, but I can't wait till we're ready to take over the interview already, right? But so we have this young man here, and by the way, his mother is a Calypsonian, and let me do this quickly. I want to do this real quickly. Hold 1 minute, Give me 1 minute. Don't go nowhere. 1 minute.
Did their video freeze?
No. I'm doing something. I'm doing something. This is his mother right here. Hold on. This is his mother. Okay. She's trying to
you faithfully and honestly. As your political crew, you always counted on me. When you needed me, I was there to lend a helping hand. Each time life treated you unfair, I would always understand. Soon as I make one mistake, how quickly you turn around. As if I was your heart to break, you kick me when I fall down. Ungrateful, that is what you really are. Ungrateful is what you turned out to be. Ungrateful, after I brought you so far. Ungrateful, you showed me no sympathy.
So that's just a little bit there of Miss Tameika Darius. And let me get the other one real quickly here. Let me get this other part real quickly here. And this is her son.
She does put me up in every contest. It's only contest. Like sugar, no, I don't need a rest. It's
Oh Lord.
Well,
I'm-
look at mix from Marshall Montano there.
oh
Look at
God!
the mix.
And that was the video that actually caught Diana's attention and reached
Oh
out,
Lord.
to Tameika Darius to bring her son, on the program. He's 5 years of
That
age.
that's my future husband right there, boy.
So Tameika, tell us, how did your son start off singing? I mean, he's 5 years old. How did this thing start?
Well, he is 5 now, but I would say he started singing from in belly because I go back to 2016. I was a finalist in the National Calypsonian. I was like 8 months pregnant with him, right? And I was on stage performing as per usual. And then, well, after that, he was in the tent with me every night. I performed with Calypso Review, and he was there with me every night. And in 2019, that's the year I won the 𝗓𝗵𝗶𝗂𝗀 Calypso Monarch in 𝗧𝗺𝗵𝗄. And you could see him in front of the stage, and he was singing the song word for word, interacting with the audience, conducting me. I think he played a major part in my victory that night.
What school does he go to? What school does he go to?
He just completed preschool at 𝗬𝗺𝗃𝗀𝗃 Preparatory. So he's going to 𝗵𝗺𝗃𝗀𝗃 RC in first year.
Okay, so you are located in 𝗵𝗺𝗃𝗀𝗃.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So, young man, I'm calling you young man. How do you enjoy? What do you want to be in the future? First of all, what do you want to be in the future?
You want to be? We're talking to you.
A firefighter.
Ah, wonderful, man, wonderful. Man. and how can a young person like you rehearse? Those lyrics. How do you remember those lyrics in order for you to rehearse them to actually say them? How do you do it?
I wasn't going to let him enter the competition, and the night before the deadline to send in the audition tapes, my mother called and she was like, "You're not sending Xhaiden?" I'm like, "No, that's 21 years and under for my child to go and get beat up." She was like, "Send it to them, cut people tail now." Right? So he knew a verse in one of the calypsos, actually the first calypso I ever sang. He knew one verse. So they just had to do something for 1 minute. So I let him do that. And then he had 3 days to learn us for the preliminaries. And that song that he performed, he learned 3 verses and a chorus in one night.
One night.
Whoa.
Whoa. So were you scared? I asked him, was he scared in order to perform it? Was he scared?
Of course not.
He said, "Of course."
He's a brave 5-year-old boy, very, very brave. I mean, it's not easy to go out there and perform lyrics and not forget the lyrics.
I think he understands his stage though.
And all of that comes from you performing and him being there, and seeing you on the stage. I guess he tells us, look, if mommy could do that, this stuff is really easy for me.
Yes.
Right?
Probably genetics too,
It could be, yes.
Does he do any instrument or anything? Does he play any instrument or anything else?
He recently started piano lessons, piano and steel pan.
Okay. I mean, which steel pan does he play? Well, he wants to play.
Well, for now, is it tenor?
Woo! Well, I always wanted to learn to play a tenor, buddy. I always wanted to learn to play a tenor. Say that again?
I used to be a panist. I used to play chords.
Oh, you used to play chords? Really?
Yeah.
But do you see him, getting into calypso, into soca? What do you see for him in the future?
I don't think he have a choice, But it
in and around him. So definitely.
And his grandmother, you talk about his grandmother tell you to put him in the competition, right?
Yes.
See,
what happened is the song that he competed with in the preliminaries and she would have wrote that song about 20 years ago.
Wow.
And she never got anybody to really do the song justice, you know. So she didn't even know I was teaching him that song. And when she heard it for the preliminaries, she was in shock. She was like, how Xhaiden learned these 3 verses in this song in such a short period of time? You know? So she really excited. She's more excited than me right now.
What is the meaning behind his name, Xhaiden? What's the meaning behind his name? Is there any particular meaning?
Beam of light.
Oh, all right. There we go. There we go. Absolutely. Full 100. You know.
So behind us here, that's the backdrop for the stage I had set up for him last night. Last night was actually the deadline for submission for the finals of the competition. The Voice of Library. Yes.
Oh. So he's the youngest competitor in that. He's the youngest person.
Yeah.
What's the next person of age? He's 5. What's the next person after him of age, as far as age is concerned? 10. Yeah. And ask him if he's not scared. Ask him if he's not scared. Is he scared?
Are you scared?
He said, of course not.
I don't think he knows. I don't think he even know what that is. I think he's full confidence. Full confidence.
So Xhaiden, how do you think you're gonna do? How do you think you're gonna do in the competition?
Good. First of all, it's a competition. I never let him know that it's a competition. I never treat it like a competition.
Know what is a competition.
You know what is a competition? Okay.
So he understands what is a competition, man, and he knows that. Listen, you're gonna go there, man, and you're gonna take, as we say, this is kind of big man talk, but you're gonna deal with them, right? You're gonna deal with them, right?
Yeah. And he's gonna bless us with a verse tonight or not? Is he gonna bless us with a verse?
Yes. Aren't you going to sing a verse for them?
Yes.
He's gonna sing a verse.
That's one. Come.
Ready?
Let me move out of the way.
He has a stage name, or he goes by his name?
Oh, by his name.
By his name. Presenting Xhaiden Darius.
Yeah.
Dada.
My mother always telling me I'm so she just put me up in every contest. That contest, like she don't know I love me her run. It's really a contest, I'm expecting me. This is like this more of me, body. This contest in the day, contest in the night. And yet she does not almost look right. That's why I like what you have to say. Pleasure and happy right to play. The 31st article said, instead I have the right to play.
𝗷𝗵𝗶𝗃𝗀.
I'm being true when I see players, when I'm coming from school in the evening. But I know where I can get the play because I have to talk to her every day. I get her in the mud and very tough. They say that she didn't open not enough. That's why mommy said that it's only right for me to hurry home and practice to write. That is why I like what Dada said. It's secure and happy right to play. The 31st article said, instead I have the right to play. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Full 100. Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah. Hey, man. That was fantabulous, man.
Win
Fantabulous.
all
And
the
listen,
way.
I don't care what nobody said. You winning.
That's
You
right.
winning. And listen to this. What you have to do, right? You have to tell yourself, I am going to win. You see? You have to tell yourself, I am going to win.
I am going
Right?
to win.
I'm going to win.
Yeah, right. You got to put it out into the atmosphere. Put it
That's
into the atmosphere
right.
that you're going to be the winner.
Right. That's right. I wish I was in Trinidad and Tobago. I'd come and see you live and direct.
Let me say, Tameika, you have done a fantabulous job in order for him to remember all those.
I'm telling you, boy.
Yeah.
You know, and every time he does it better.
And better.
Yeah.
I do song off and on if I singing.
Okay, you just sing with the music.
No.
Yeah.
What did he say? What did he say?
You don't need to hear the song when he's singing.
Oh, okay. And let me tell you, you have done better than. We have a lot of people here in the chat. Some of them can't even sing one verse. We have people in the chat, they can't even sing one verse, and you really did a great job. And you know what? What we do here, Tameika, we like to highlight people like you and your son. You know, because to me, all the TV stations and radio stations and everything in Trinidad and Tobago should be interviewing you guys. Because here we have a young man who is the future of Trinidad and Tobago. He's the future.
That's right.
You know, so I guess what's going to happen is that they're going to see this and you're going to be getting a call from some few other TV stations and radio stations in Trinidad. You know, wanting to, you to bring your son in.
That's right.
So as far as you, Tameika, what's in store for you for 2021 and 2022? Because I like that song Ungrateful, you know. By the way, that's a political song? Was that a political? I don't think.
Yeah. But I am still looking forward to the National Calypso Queens Challenge Edition. That was supposed to happen in April this year, but because of the pandemic, they postponed it, and I think it's going to happen later this month.
Diana, you have anything for Tameika?
No, I just, I want to say to my young man, Xhaiden, I am a poet, right? And I write poetry, but I can't memorize my poems like the way you do that. So I must have it on my iPad, my phone, or paper. It's too many for me to remember. I applaud you. You get up there and you call that from your head, young man. I applaud you. Excellent. You are going places. And I see you as Calypso king of the world. You keep your head and you keep on tracking and listen to your mommy here. Listen to your mommy. All right, and and stay out of trouble. And don't let whispers and people whisper in your ear and try to drift you from the path your mommy and your grandmother carved out for you. Yeah, I love you.
He's on the right track, man. As long as he's on the right track, then he ain't gonna be in no trouble. He's gonna make trouble on the stage.
So Tameika, you have anything like you want to just give us a extempo of anything you want to extempo? I don't know, since your son extempo, I mean, maybe I don't know. I just asking. I don't know. I mean, your son was there doing it, and
Wait, answer like an answer thing. Ron, no small man don't want a stepdaddy.
Oh gosh. I could put a verse in the song that I will be doing in the competition.
Okay.
1 second.
No, take your time. Be patient. We are more patient than Port of Spain General Hospital.
Oh, than the Trinidad healthcare system.
And Moncton. You are more patient than Moncton.
And one of the people in the chat said, make sure he gets a degree also.
Of course. Actually, sister. Oh, Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah. Mother. Sit down. This is not a tribute song. Only don't get me wrong. But it's up to me today to come out and say what I have to say. The essence of a mother, she sticks closer than a brother. A special something deep within her, a bond that will last forever. It didn't come from within her, yet inside of her filled with love for you. The spirit of that motherly love could always be seen shining through. Oh, mother. Whoa, mother. That is what she was and what she'll always be. Yeah, mother. Whoa, mother. A true example, that shining light for all to see. With wisdom she sat and taught us that the war will go on, and to be mindful of leaders who seek to use the people as pawns. She was the voice of the ghetto, through which the boomboxes echo, the voice of truth and hope for a brighter tomorrow. Oh, mother. Whoa, mother. That is what she was and what she will always be. So that's a tribute to singing Sandra.
Full 100, full 100. You had a good backup, eh?
Yeah, boy, yeah.
You had a good backup, man. And you had moves everything already, you know. You had all the movements and everything, man. Yeah, man. Yeah.
So about the singing Sandra, written by Brian London.
Oh, by Brian London. Wonderful. Brian London, boy. Don't complain, boy. Complain and complain and complain. Yes, so Tameika, it's a pleasure for us to have you here. And, you know, we always like to highlight people like you here in Trinidad and Tobago. And this program is broadcast on Facebook, YouTube, as well as 95.9 FM here in New Jersey. You know, and we like to highlight, you know, people like you, especially with a young man, Xhaiden, 5 years of age, and doing such fantabulous things already. You know, and we want him to continue to work hard. You know, and Xhaiden, as we said, right, you are going to be the winner.
Yes.
Right? We have we have given you that. We have given you, you're going to be the winner. And tell yourself every day that you wake up, you're going to be the winner.
Yes.
So Tameika, any closing words before you go?
Thank you very, very much for having us. What's the name of this program, by the way?
It is called, it's on YouTube and 𝗷𝗵𝗽𝗀 TV. It's called In the Village with the Dark Triplets. I should have introduced that. But it's In the Village with the Dark Triplets. It's on 𝗷𝗵𝗽𝗀 TV on YouTube and Facebook. And we are also on 95.9 FM here in New Jersey. It's Dag, D-A-G. D is Diana, who is considered to be the storm. A is myself, Ansem, who is considered to be Flash. And G is Gary, who is considered to be the Phantom. And we have another young man called Tommy. He's considered to be the outside child, and the ladies call him the love child. So it's In the Village with the Dark Triplets.
Okay, thank you so much for having us. And you all can look out for the finals of the competition tonight. It'll be aired tonight at 8 p.m. on the live agenda.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Take care of my future husband.
I will.
Hey, say bye, man. Bye-bye. See you.
Bye.
All right.
Okay,
bye.
Good night.
Take care.
Good night.
Yeah. So there you have it, folks. I mean, you know,
nice.
It's really great when we have those type of things, you know. You know, that was fantastic. I mean,
But you notice something about this song is the original style. Of doing
Calypso.
I'm sure guys like Lord Nelson would appreciate.
I sent him a link to the program to listen today. So I hope he click on it and listening. Yeah.
Yeah. So people like him, those older guys would appreciate that kind of.
And he's singing in tune, and he remembering the lyrics. You know, at 5 years old. You know, I'm like, yeah, wow. You know, yeah, boy.
Let me welcome Winston Renwick from Canada.
Yeah.
Well, please say hello to Winston Renwick from Canada. Winston, what part of Canada are you joining us from?
Hello to Canada in the house.
Hello to Canada, boy. Must it cool up in Canada, boy?
No, I think not cool yet. No, not yet.
I mean,
not yet.
Why Ellis getting in my case? Boring Wall Street. What you saying?
I thought he meant the kid boring. I jumped on him. He said, "You boring."
All right. That's all right, Ellis. You know, I thank you very kindly, Ellis, for the compliment. Oh God. Hey, yeah, but Tameika Darius good enough. Because I look up some of the things, the apple fall far from the tree, boy. You know?
Yep. I've been to Toronto, Winston. I was on. I went to that big mall. I went to that big mall there. Call it for me, in the heart of Toronto. There. Yeah, I've been there. A long, big mall. Woo.
You from Toronto? You from Toronto, man? Winston, you're from Toronto? What part of Toronto, Winston?
Where did I stay? That big street there. If you call the street, I could tell you. And I went to the big mall. I got lost. I mean, Anselm, stores upon stores upon stores upon stores. Oh my word! I was like, am I ever gonna get out of this mall? Big mall, yeah. If he called it out, I will remember it. Rajvi.
Yeah, Tuki just says good night to you and your son. God bless you guys. Yeah, boy. I mean, you know, in this day and age, man, when you have a young kid like that, and you know, they keep them on the straight path, it's easy, you know.
Nope.
Because they have plenty distractions, you know. You know what I mean? Just like we have let me not say that. Let me not say that. Rajvi. What? Rajvi, you're going on the underground report?
Yes, 𝗏𝗃𝗀𝗃. I get lost. It's a big mall. I can't remember the name of. It's a long street. If Winston called the name of the street, I will tell him. I will confer. It's a long street there, and it's a big mall. Big mall. And I got lost. It will come back to me.
So what happened if you get lost in a mall? What's wrong with that?
Yeah, it's like 3 stories of mall. Yeah. I mean, jeez.
Yeah. She's taking you inside, boy. And Ellis, you're inside.
I got lost, 𝗏𝗃𝗀𝗃. I'm not from Toronto. Obviously, I got lost. I came out on the other side. If you don't come out the same location to walk back to my hotel, you will get lost.
But Diana, as you say that, I remember when I first came to this country, right?
Yorkdale Mall. Yorkdale.
Go ahead, Gary. When I first came to this country, right? I went to an agency to get a job as a messenger, right? And they have to take a test. So I studied for the test, right? They asked me with Columbus Squares, with Times Squares, and all these kind of things, and I passed the test, right? So they sent me out. First, they tell me, go to Columbus Circle, right? So somebody tell me, take the train to 59th Street, right? So I take the train, go up down to 59th Street. And when I come outside, I ask somebody, I say, excuse me, do you know where Columbus Circle is? The man say he's standing up on it. I had no clue 59th Street was Columbus Circle, right? But that was my initiation here into the United States of America. But not only that, Diana, when you come out of the train, sometimes it kind of turns you around. Like when you first come to this country and you take a train and you go somewhere, you know, you get out on one side and you might be across the street or something, and you have to kind of figure out which way you have to go. You know, many times when I used to come on the train, I used to say, man, I ain't sure how to walk 2 blocks and see if I'm going to 42nd Street, if I'm going up or if I'm going down. Yeah, I mean, it turns you around all the time.
It was Toronto Eaton Center. Toronto Eaton Center, yeah. Big mall. I mean, you will get lost in there.
What?
And
Go Go ahead, Anna.
And Dundas Street.
Dundas Street? Where's
Yeah.
Dundas? Where is that?
Yeah. Another mall.
In Toronto?
Eaton Street and yep.
You never went up there for the carnival? You used to have a good, hey, you're that carnival real discipline, boy. That carnival up there. What is that one? My dog say Ansem the gold medalist. What is that? What is that one about? I missed that one.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We have the 𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗂𝗶 Bronx-based Sangre Grande born. 𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗶, what part of the Bronx?
Yeah, hey, Diana, Ellis has something for you, boy. He says, Diana, if I should ever see you in person, I will dust your shoes if it's dusty. I listened to your editorial today. You are a giant, my sister. Let me put this up on the screen, boy.
Oh Lord!
Don't forget to play her thing. Remember that she did on Independence Day.
Yeah. Definitely we will play that. So let me read that. Ellis. Ellis, you started to make me worry, you know. If it was wrong, would that be a different story, but Ellis. Diana, if I should ever see you in person, I will dust your shoes if it's dusty. Oh God, Lord have his mercy. I listened to your editorial today. You are a giant, my sister. Powerful editorial. You are a giant amongst most Trini. Oh God.
Thank you, right? Ellis.
Ellis, partner. Ellis going. Ellis, you're good, boy.
Thank you.
Listen, we have a new person, Davis.
I asked him. Fordham area. Yeah.
I say hello to Davis, Bronx-based, Sandy Grande born. Good night to everyone.
Parkchester area. Parkchester area. I lived at 𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗶.
Yeah. I know 𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗶. I say hello to Davis. She stick to the 𝗪𝗶𝗹𝗆 Mall.
Yeah, no, Eaton. I was trying to remember Eaton Mall and Dundas Street.
Wait, look! Listen to Mr. Powter again.
Oh boy!
I know that thing want to jump on my case. What are you talking about?
I don't know. Don't pay him no mind now. Can we play some videos now? Let's take it right along.
All right. Hold up. Takesha says I know one guy in New City that is called him Prophet, and he had a shop in Cannes Trace. All right. Davis, where you from? Haley, welcome.
Davis said he's from 𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗶 Fordham area.
Yeah, Fordham and What is that? What is that he's saying there?
Who's that?
Run.
Wall Street used to come out of the train, cry, and suck his finger when he lost in his USA. Oh Lord.
Ellis, I had said you told me Joseph number. What you say now?
Not skit say welcome, Gary.
Yeah.
All right.
You know what that man said? Wait now, Ellis, Wall Street, the amount of places you walk, I say walk, you should be 350 years old by now. Oh, you know how much place I work, Ellis? All right, let me go to the sinkhole.
Hold on.
Nah, I want to talk about Gary Partner first. Let me go to Gary Partner. Gary, but as soon as I call Gary, he gone, you know. I call Gary, the man, he busted, boy. Gary, what is that one? Phantom. What is that one?
He there, but he probably working.
No, he busted.
First of all,
No, not this one. We will come back to that one. Let me go to this one here. This is, hey, Diana, I want to ask you a question. I want to ask people in the chat a question. You have a goal, right, to seize 1,000 illegal firearms by December. So let me ask a question then. I'm just asking. So today's September the 2nd. If I seize 1,000 firearms and 3,000 illegal firearms come into the country, what did I actually do? Only help me here. I'm just trying to find out. help me here. My goal is to seize 1,000 illegal firearms, right? I have a tough goal, man. I go seize. And 3,000 illegal firearms come into the country, right? What kind of goal is that? I thought you would have some type of strategy on your activity, right? To seize. What is your strategy? What is your strategy? People want to know what your strategy is. I'm gonna bring Gary back in. What's your strategy? Gary, you're back inside. All right. Anyway, Gary, hold that thought. We're gonna go for a quick station identification. It's In the Village with the Dark Triplets on 𝗑𝗲𝗺 95.9 FM. Of course, we come to you every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 9 p.m. And we have coming up right after the top of the hour is political activist David Welch in the Village with the Dark Triplets on 𝗑𝗲𝗺 95.9 FM. Stick and stay, don't go nowhere. We'll be right back after this short station identification.
You're listening to 𝗑𝗲𝗺 95.9 FM. You are listening to 𝗑𝗲𝗺 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio. 𝗑𝗲𝗺 95.9 FM.
So we are back with you. It's In the Village with the Dark Triplets on 𝗑𝗲𝗺 95.9 FM. We come to you every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 9 p.m. That's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 9 p.m. Yeah. Oh, let me say hello to Cindy L. Cindy, welcome. I think Cindy is new. Cindy, where are you joining us from, Cindy? Okay, Winston Remrick say I'm from Trinidad and Point Fortin, but I'm living in Mississauga, Ontario, Canada. Hey, I've been to Mississauga. Nice place. Nutskake, that's the point. Nutskake, that is the point. A net increase of 2,000 illegal firearms. That's the point. So, Gary, we trying to figure out, right? Okay. Oh, I saw another comment here. Someone says David said, I will get linked up with what you all. Oh, Cindy. Yeah. I think I know what Cindy it is. Cindy says she has just been not here for a while. David says, as a TTPS veteran, so he's a veteran, eh?
Okay.
I do not agree with a lot of our COP's action. Gary, my question is this, okay, right? You want to seize 1,000? Let me see you only seize 500. What about the other 500? What about trying to seize all illegal firearms or any illegal firearms?
But you all understand something. The police commissioner cannot do all of this at the same time. The Coast Guard is not functioning at their full potential. Okay, so I mean everything is falling back on the police commissioner. He had to transform his police force from where it is to bring it up to a higher level of performance. There were a lot of people doing their own thing, and they're still doing their own thing in the police force, because this temporary period where he's supposed to be acting before he's fully reinstated back, they're trying to undermine him right now in the force. Okay, so we've been dealing with a history of police in bed with criminals under Stephen Williams and what was the one, Philbert. Okay, we had guys like RoboCop and what's the Sukhdev guy? I forgot his name. You know, anyway, but what we had a lot of things happening right underneath the police nose. This guy didn't do anything to protect us. People were applying for firearms. Business people were getting robbed left, right, and center. Criminals going straight up in their house, raping their mother and their wife and everything, shooting their family in front of their face, and they can't do nothing. Bullying you, extortion. I mean, you name it, what was taking place. And when Gary Griffith got signed in, the criminals went to war to show him who is boss, and that's why you see so much killing taking place.
Mm.
Gary, I only like to deal with facts, eh? I don't like to deal because, as I said, we can throw macaroni up on the wall and see what will stick, right? Gary, in the history of murders in Trinidad and Tobago, under Gary Griffith, the second highest murders in Trinidad and Tobago in 2019 was under Gary Griffith.
Okay,
Fact.
did you hear what I just said? The criminals went to war with him, deciding that they're going to show him who's boss, you know.
Also, the criminals wasn't going to war with Stephen Williams and James Fairwood.
They took a personal vendetta against Gary Griffith. They went to war with Gary Griffith.
But Gary, if they went to war with him, if you are so good, wait. But I missed something, Gary. He went to war with them. So murders, or he killed them in order for the murders to be 530 something.
Stepped up their game and pressure on Gary Griffith. They tried. They threatened this man in many ways.
But that caused the murders to increase.
You didn't hear what they're saying? The criminal gangs went to war with Gary Griffith. He shut them down.
Okay, Gary.
He shut them down. It didn't finish yet. This problem is so deep and large. It has been grown for the last 20 years or so. This is not something that one sheriff walks into a town and clean up, you know. We need a joint venture and that. But when you have people like the Coast Guard not doing their job, all right, and other members of our security forces not doing their job,
Gary,
you end up
under Stephen Williams, and I'm using Gary Griffith statistics.
Okay.
70 licenses were given out to people.
And did you listen
under Gary Griffith, 5,000 was given out. 5,000.
Okay, that's excellent.
I mean,
a lot of people could
and 5,000, and you had more murders under him.
Any of those weapons was used for murders. They were given to citizens who were trying to defend themselves. Did you listen carefully what he said? That's why I tag you on the comments. Listen what he said.
So Gary, everything Gary Griffith says is correct, right?
Did you listen to the man's statement yesterday?
Of course I listened to Gary Griffith.
Stephen Williams gave weapons to privileged people. He was not giving them to the ordinary person who needed to protect their family and themselves against these criminals.
Gary, in addition, Gary Griffith gave one person more than 15 gun license. What one man do with 15 gun license?
I mean, I would have
and I know that for a fact, eh?
Okay.
Well, what one man doing with 15 gun license?
But you questioning the commissioner giving a law-abiding citizen license. The criminals have unlimited access.
So Gary, you okay?
But do you realize what we're up against in Trinidad and Tobago? These young fellas, I mean, 16 years old, they're carrying all kind of heavy, sophisticated weapons. They're threatening the police. They want to show the police who is boss.
And let me say this, Gary, let me say this, not cake. You see that point you make there? And I'll come back to the other points, Not cake said the mistake was putting a politician as the commissioner of police.
That was no mistake. That was the best one they ever could have put.
Not cake, I fully agree with that. Because the guy's a politician. He don't know nothing about policing, nothing. Absolutely zero. Gary, let me ask the next question. I would like to ask a question.
Okay.
Which commissioner of police have there been the most extrajudicial killings in Trinidad and Tobago?
Didn't I just explain to you what took place there?
Oh, but Gary, you're asking your question, man. You know,
I don't know this.
Only just ask me a hard question, and I just answer the questions.
Well, I was busy with stranded citizens. I wasn't 100% fully engaged. I was busy with people who were struggling to get back home. So I'm a little out of touch on everything. But I'm telling you, at the same time, we had X amount of kidnapping and killing and taking place under those two police commissioners. And the business people was catching hell to get a gun license. The police was up to now. Gary caught some people trying to, police officers trying putting a hold on people's application and collecting money.
Gary
police involved in drug trafficking.
Gary, a fish doesn't rotten from the tail.
No,
Look at the video we just showed there, Gary. Them fellas going in a man's yard. And that's not the first time, Gary. It's not the first time they're going in people's yard.
This is like a transplant.
Wait. But wait a minute. Don't we blame Dr. Rolly for everything that's happening in the country?
But what I'm saying, the force.
So we want to blame Dr. Rolly for everything happening, but we make an excuse for Gary Griffith. Come on, man.
The force was rotten before Gary Griffith got into there. This is like a head transplant compared to like a heart transplant.
Okay. So we don't make excuses for Gary Griffith. We gonna make excuses for Gary Griffith.
No, I'm not making excuses, but you cannot condemn the man for things that he's not responsible.
But Gary, give me one statistics that show Gary Griffith has been a successful commissioner of police. One. I only want one. Give me one.
All right, I would have to do some research on it because, like I said, I was busy.
No problem.
But what? Invite Gary Griffith here.
But I sent him messages when we wasn't on YouTube and we were on Facebook. I sent him a message and he came on the radio station.
All right. Didn't I give you the information that he told me that for me to reach out to get him?
Huh?
Didn't I give you the information on the
I sent it to the woman and I sent it to him on WhatsApp. I sent it to the lady. Plus I sent it to him.
She was on leave when she just came back. She messaged me. So what I'll do is I want to bring Gary Griffith in the show and you could ask him the question directly.
But I will ask him. Gary Griffith. Gary, let me ask you the next question. How many gun runners since Gary Griffith came into office have Gary Griffith arrested?
I would have to go research that information. I'm a little out of touch of it. Right?
Okay.
Like I said, I was busy with stranded citizens.
Okay. All right. So listen, Gary, we will pick up a fish rotten from the head. Yeah. Did I say a fish rotten?
Yeah, but the body was rotten.
No, I say a fish doesn't rotten from the tail, it rottens from the head.
You acting like Gary Griffith came along up to the ranks of the police force. Gary Griffith didn't come up the ranks of the police force. He was there.
Ulrich, welcome. Ulrich say Gary have the police force moving like a gang. Yeah, it's Gary. Listen to this, Gary. I ain't asking you, I'm telling you. Gary Griffith told his, and this is not alleged. I don't have to allege. I have been told that Gary Griffith told his officers, shoot to kill.
And what do you think?
One shot, one kill.
What do you think the police is experiencing when they go out there? We deal with very young teenagers who are fully armed and threatening the police. And they will kill in a blink of an eye. These young men have been roaming the country, robbing people, walking into their business, sticking a gun in their face. Like I tell you, raping your wife and your mother in front of your face.
Yeah, Takesha says, my son was murdered in a house with a girl because the girl's father is a top cop. Nothing is being done. Even when you go with the evidence, they hear the name, they naturally say, okay, just imagine. Takesha, whose son, right? But yeah, Vonnie Roberts. What about DSS and the police thieving money on the search? Right? What about that? Let's talk about that too now. You understand?
Well, like I said,
one of them fellas in them. Gary, one of them fellas in them. Where them?
Before Gary Griffith get there, Gary Griffith is a head transplant.
But I told her say he come to go clean up everything. I told her say he's the clean up man.
But he clean up a lot.
What he clean up?
Well, I'll bring the man, let him tell you what he clean up. Bring him.
Gary, you got to do some research. You have to do some research.
Like
you have to do some research.
There have been people who locked out the country.
Let me go back here. Ellis said Wall Street, the firearms that Gary issued were used. Wall Street, the firearm that Gary issues were not used in crime. But Ellis, which firearm did Stephen Williams or James Philbert issue used in crime? Give me one. All I want is one, eh? One. I ain't asking for too much.
But you're missing the point. You're missing the point. A lot of citizens could not defend themselves because Stephen Williams and Philbert didn't give it to them.
But Gary,
please come in when you're done, family.
Okay.
You'll answer them.
Gary,
Okay.
get me the statistics. How many people that were given firearms by Stephen Williams or James 𝗲𝗵𝗏 in return killed an intruder that was trying to do something to them? I'll even Gary Griffith out. I don't want no statistic from Gary Griffith. Give me statistics from Stephen Williams or James 𝗲𝗵𝗏 with
Stephen
any firearm
Williams.
they issued and they kill an intruder because they was
Stephen
trying to
Williams
kidnap them or do them something.
Only give to privileged people. Gary Griffith gave ammunition license to the normal citizens who were trying to defend themselves and their family.
Right.
Okay, that is what you're missing that point, and you're not think to take that into consideration. He gave. Listen to his speech. Play the speech. I send it to you. Play the speech.
But Gary, I'm saying, I'm agreeing with you. But I'm asking you that the 70 that he brought it up. Nobody knew that, right? How much of those firearms that were issued, where the person who got the license for that firearm had to use it, right? And somebody got killed for it. You know, one of the fellas, he got a firearm was running around himself and he shoot himself, right? He had 2 guns running around himself and he shoot himself. 2 guns. Davis says, it was not a vendetta against him. It was an orchestrated effort to cause civil unrest to discredit the present administration. The person behind the scene are sitting in high places. Well, Davis, you're an ex-police. Good night, Ulrich.
And you have to ask your friend Phil, but what's his relation to this guy whose name was 𝗏𝗶𝗶𝗀𝗏, who was roaming and kidnapping people under his watch? You have to ask Phil, but what is his relationship with him?
But all right, no problem. Let me ask Gary Griffith, what is relation to? I'm not going to go 5,000. What is his relation to 1,000 of them people who we give firearms to? You see, Gary, the thing is this. The point is this. We have to start thinking critically.
I am thinking
and we have to start using facts.
Against a man who have stood up with citizens. Criminals are roaming our country more severely under those 2 commissioner of police.
And you know what, Gary? Think about it this way, right? The murder rate was much lower under those commissioner of police. Much lower. So, would you rather a lower murder rate and lower extrajudicial killing than a braggadocious person?
No, I would rather a commissioner of police who's standing with citizens in their defense. That is what I would rather. I would rather a commissioner that would stand up with citizens who can get us results when somebody's kidnapped.
Haley asks the question, Gary. Police robbing drug dealers the money and drugs. How are we getting rid of that type of corruption?
Well,
how Gary Griffith getting rid of that?
Well, Gary Griffith needs help. He alone can't do it. He has. I made a lot of suggestions.
Gary Griffith don't want nobody help. Gary Griffith don't want nobody help.
No, PNM don't want no. PNM playing games. PNM or Mama Gayu that they bring somebody from outside and put on a charade and like a carnival thing that they're going to solve crime. They're not interested.
Gary, come on, man. Gary, come on, man. Gary, which PNM person brought out from outside?
A lot of them involved.
No, but Gary, you see, Gary, I don't like to go down these roads, you know. Gary, the only outside commissioner of police was under the UNC.
It was
Commissioner
under the UNC.
𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 and the assistant commissioner of police.
It was orchestrated under the PNM. He was on the list.
Who's that?
The Canadian guy.
Is the UNC guy rid of them? Is the UNC send them packing?
Why? Because there was a lot of racist thing going on there that he against the people in the force and this and that. There was a lot of things. Jack had to send him back.
Gary, the man come from a community with maybe 300 people. 300 people in our constituency to come in a country of 1.4 million to be the commissioner of police.
Like I said, he was on.
We have an outsider. Let me say this, Gary. Let me say this, Gary. We went and get a white man.
But that is exactly what
to be our commissioner of police. Two of them wasn't one or two.
That is what brought the problem.
We couldn't find a local person. I don't care who the local person was.
He was a white man. That is what caused the problem.
Well, like Master, they ain't done them. Master, they not done.
The terrain of Trinidad and Tobago, and we needed somebody who really understood Trinidad and Tobago. Bringing an outsider wasn't the best choice. We was hoping it would make a difference to kind of eliminate the corruption in the police force. I guess that was the agenda. But it's not just a matter of hiring. Like I would like to explain, this is not where you're going to hire one sheriff and you think you can clean up the town. All right? We need to put certain things, like I was explaining to you before, that we put a joint force together with some outside help, so that they don't have the people who is within the force investigating themselves. All right? And you can't have the government undermining the people that was brought outside at the same time. Because let me tell you something, this thing is very well networked. We are up against something that is very in-depth, that none of us can fight easily. There's a lot of people involved. There's a lot of people benefiting from the criminal activities that's taking place in the country. It's not just the little guy you see on the street selling a little drugs or making a little robbery or this kind of thing. That's a small thing. It may look, it's a big thing to us because lives are threatened. But this thing is very deep. It's very deep. So I mean, we need a lot of help. It's not just two, three guys you gonna bring there and they don't my role most of the time or Shagaramas, and then and they're not really doing the job. So it's a big team you really have to put together to clean up things. This is no one-man show. It's not a one-man show at all. We need outside help.
You see, Cindy indicated that Stephen Williams was a figurehead. Crime was very high when Williams was their assistant COP. Cindy, if you go look at the statistics, that statement will be proven to be incorrect. Go look at the statistics. I don't like to deal with just go look at the statistics.
Most of the things are reaching the papers. Most of the things that's happening in the country.
You see Gary now. Gary, come on now, man. Gary. So all right, Gary. Most of the stuff didn't reach the papers under Stephen Williams and James Philbert. But most of the stuff reached the papers under Gary Griffith. Right?
I'm not saying so, but I'm just telling most of the crime that what people was experiencing in the country with criminals heavily armed, okay? When you can't get a pistol license, these guys walking out with machine gun, and you have young children that maybe just now turning in their teens walking around with guns, and you can't get a pistol license. You can't correct children like long time and tell them behave themselves. They pull a gun in your face. That's the kind of country we're dealing with right now. 𝗪𝗪𝗪 is not the tongue that you grew up in. All right, when we was running outside there catching birds and playing stick 'em up with wood gun, them fella have a real gun out there now. When we making slingshot with bicycle tube and cover wood, them fellas are real gun, and they ain't playing. They copying this gangster, American gangster style thing. Them is a bad boy.
All I'm asking, Ellis, all I'm asking, right? If Gary Griffith is doing such a good job, all I'm asking for you guys to do is to just bring the statistics to show the job that Gary Griffith is doing. All right? I know that. I have looked at the statistics for murders for the past 15 years, both under Gary Griffith, under James Philbert, and under Stephen Williams. And I can tell you, I can say without even, I don't even have to look at them. The second highest murder rate in Trinidad and Tobago is in 2019 under Gary Griffith. In 2018,
was under siege under Philbert and Stephen Williams. And
I don't understand how our country is under siege when you have more murders than under. I don't understand that, Gary.
Well, I just told you, the criminal gangs decided to step up their game against Gary Griffith.
Okay. All right.
That is what caused the thing to exceed. And then you have what's it called, the Rasta gang and what's the Muslim gang or what they call them, and they war with each other.
Mm-hmm.
So I think what is going on right now is the bad boys decide to unite against the police.
Mm-hmm.
They're not killing each other that much.
All right.
What can I tell you? But I stand firmly with the commissioner of police.
But Gary, let me say this, sir.
Before this, let's see this. Before this month finish, I want Gary Griffith on this show. I'm going to reach out to his office. I am going to reach out to his office tomorrow.
Yeah, reach out. Yeah, hear this. Cheese Stick says, Gary Griffith so good. He put the biggest criminal. I'm gonna put a ledge in there. I'm gonna put a ledge. It is alleged, right? Cheese Stick says, it's alleged that Gary Griffith so good. He put the biggest criminal of head of sort. Answer that. A man who's friend with the biggest drug lords. Gary, next question. You remember the yacht, the bus down the island?
Yeah, I know.
You know who's the pal, right? Gary Griffith put a guy in law and he knows nothing about law. Absolutely nothing. And this is facts. All I like to deal with is facts. It's like I tell you, 33 years ago, my mother will tell me a lie, has no memory. So I want to deal with facts, and I don't want to do with hearsay and them say and they say.
The police force body was rotten. Gary Griffith was a head transplant. Okay? The whole... Listen to me. It has some policemen that want him to talk about what they experience in the force. All right? They're afraid for their own life. All right? A lot of policemen ain't want to talk.
Yeah. Look, Haley says, Boris killed a whole lot of people. He dead and gone and crime still exists. Correct is right. Until, let me give them a few strategy, Gary. Let me give you a strategy. Right? Let me get some solutions now.
But listen, Slim, look, when Burroughs was around, I could walk the streets. When something started, Burroughs used to go and out it.
Exactly.
When something started, Burroughs used to go and out it.
Exactly.
He didn't allow things to blow up and become no volcano. Women didn't used to be missing like they are now.
But
you could walk the street.
But Diana, it's a woman missing here in New Jersey.
Yeah,
it's a woman missing all across the world. It's not just in Trinidad alone. It's not just in Trinidad alone. It's all across the world. These things are happening.
Yeah, I know.
So that phenomenon just to Trinidad. But all I'm saying is that based on the statistics that I see, to me, Gary Griffith is just one side of talk. That is it. Talk.
Well, bring the man in the show and then bring the evidence to your face.
I say, arm all women.
Listen, Diana, I don't have no problem, Diana. I don't have no problem with that. Because
women seem to be the target. Most women, most of the time, of crime.
Yeah.
Give all women, arm all women. That's what I say. A man gonna think twice to come around and start some nonsense with you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Gary,
that's what I say.
Right? A prisoner fell from a chair and died. You ever hear that? A prisoner fell from a chair and died.
What did I say? Griffith. No, that had nothing to do with Gary Griffith. That had to do with the corruption in the police force, the courthouse. What?
You see? So, Gary, let me ask you a question.
Gary Griffith went into a rotten body and he's still trying
to... Okay, Gary, let me ask you a question. Stay on that topic, right? Stay on that topic, eh? Then you know what you have to do, Gary? You have to stop blaming Dr. Rowley. You have to stop blaming Dr. Rowley. If you don't want to blame Gary Griffith for things happening in the force, you cannot then blame Dr. Rowley for things
been in the system. Gary Griffith was just placed into that body there. Dr. Rowley came up the ranks. He's the prime minister. I hold personally responsible.
What? So wait now. You want to blame Dr. Rowley because he's the head, and you want to give excuses for Gary Griffith? Come on, man, Gary. Gary, you are not Gary,
full
you have
control.
been,
Dr.
you
Howard
have,
Raleigh have full control over the finances. Dr. Raleigh have full control over the decision making and how funds are allocated. Dr.
And
Raleigh have full
what about the
control.
judicial system?
wait,
Who's
so
in
Gary
charge?
Griffith, do have control. Gary Griffith, all right. Let me say that. Your point. Stay with your point. You're right. Right?
But
Stay with your
let me
point.
tell you something.
So,
Let me tell you something.
let me finish
The
now.
way we
Okay.
fix solutions, okay?
Let me give
We
you some
have to-
solutions.
we have to
I write
put
them
things
down.
in
I write
place.
down solutions.
We have to put things in place where you engage the children from young and you steer them in their community. All right, with education and cultural things. You see this young Calypsonian that come on there, right? You see what he's doing. This young man needs to be steered and kept away from those in his community will influence him in the wrong direction. But he's fully engaged. This young child is fully engaged with his mother, right? Just like the doubles man and he children, when he making doubles and he children there with him, and they learn what the father doing and they learn business. And next thing they know, the doubles man child end up having a supermarket or some store. That's just how it is. You keep your children steered in the right direction. Most of the problems that we have in Trinidad and Tobago is young men where their father get the mother pregnant and left the mother to fend for themselves. And the mother decide, well, I'm going to go away and try to make a little living, and grandmother watching the children, and then is seeing the ruling the grandmother. So is no father wrong. That is our number one key issues. We need to hold men accountable for the children they bring into this world. Okay? So there has to be some structure in the community. You're from 𝗏𝗵𝗶𝗃, right? You're from that area, and I mean, you know the area better than me.
I claim I am.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, that is what you said. You're from that area.
Yeah,
right?
from that
Certain
area.
things.
And a single mother household too. Single mother household. Add that in. No
So
father
what I'm
around.
saying to you is,
Add that in.
you went back there, and you made several trips. And were you satisfied with how the community is and the things that are put in place for the children?
No, absolutely not. No.
Right? So these
Absolutely
structural things, it don't matter if you're studying under a mango tree, but you have a structure in place where you are guiding the children. Most of the people before us, there was in a cow pen or a mango tree or under somebody's house, but there was people in place guiding the children, whether it's through religious structure or some kind of community structure. What fell apart in these communities is there was a lack of guidance. That is what we have to start with. That is where we start with. Right now, we need a present, strategy, and both long-term and short-term strategies. This is not something that you transform overnight. But what we have to do is to curb the situation. We have to get in these criminals' face, and we have to stop jailing people for smoking a piece of weed. Stop occupying the blasted jail with a man who smoked a piece of weed.
I agree with that. Okay? I agree with that. I agree with that for 100.
Community service is much needed. We have schools that are painted. The streets need to clean. They have women who have no husband or the widowed or something that we should utilize these young men and make them do something constructive to help supply these families. I made a suggestion to Faris about, sentencing these people to community services instead of jailing them. For simple, crimes that are not really that serious. Small offenses. That you're packing up people in jail like pigs. You have everybody, the murderer and the guy who does thief of bread or something, made a mistake or with all these hardened criminals. What do you think is going to happen? What do you think he's going to come out of there being? Because now he's there with the big dogs. So we need a total overhaul with the juvenile system. There's a lot of things. But before the children should get into that, we should be guiding the children, investing into the children, because the preventative is more feasible than the cure. The preventive, the old people always say the prevention is better than the cure. It is more feasible less costly for us to put the preventative structure, put the educational thing, put the community things in structured within the reach of the children. They don't have to go 10 miles away, so that they are guided to become somebody productive for their country. But you don't treat people like a bastard, make you feel like your country hates you. So you grow up with this animosity that your country hates you. What do you think? What do you think is gonna happen? You have hostility in you.
Well, Gary, if you call me a cockroach, I have hostility too. If you call me a cockroach, but let me read some of the comments in the chat.
But the people in the community calling them pests because they're fed up with them.
So it's okay for him to call them cockroaches.
So with different cockroach and pests, the people fed up.
No, Gary. So you think it's acceptable to call a human a cockroach?
No. Nope. I am telling you.
No, Gary, I'm asking you a question. But Gary, do you think it's acceptable for the commissioner of police to call people cockroaches?
I don't find this acceptable. But what I'm saying to you is, people are so frustrated.
Anselm, if he calling people a cockroach, if he referring to African people as cockroach, right?
Yeah.
Huh? But then he wife is African.
Now you're putting race to it. No, the man did
not
African people is cockroach.
But the people we call cockroaches is black people.
But his wife is a black woman.
Anyway, guys, listen. Let me just read some.
Black is not a race. That's a white American thing.
Let me just read some of the. Let me read some of the quotes in the chat, because next thing, Ron Horner will start a pout, but I ain't reading things in the chat. Cindy says, Ansem, I remember feeling very fearful and hopeless at the time when Williams was acting commissioner. And Cindy, you know what? I understand that. I fully understand that. Right? That was a feeling as your feeling. I understand that. I fully understand that. Right? I'm not going to say what I don't know.
You call police and have a car to come meet you under 𝗪𝗪𝗶𝗀 and Williams. They are no car.
Takesha says, Gary needs to go after the big fish and stop targeting one faction of the population, because how guns and drugs community country. Takesha, take a bow. Gary, how guns and ammunition coming into Trinidad and Tobago? All right, we want to seize 1,000 illegal ammunitions, right? Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, boy.
Guns they come in one way, They see them small boy, them go hooked up to them.
Gary,
going on.
Gary, if that fella, you's a commissioner of police, and you coming out and you saying you want to seize 1,000 rifles, boy, right? How about mount a strategy, right, or exercise to seize as much illegal firearms as possible?
Oh, he was just quoting a number. He just quoted a number. He's setting a goal. He's setting a goal. He's setting a goal.
Gary.
But you have to remember that Gary Griffith is not the only person responsible with the guns coming in the country. The Coast Guard has fallen down on the job. Okay? So I mean, we need a police marine unit. They need equipment. They need boats. There's several things that they need.
Gary, is Dr. Rowe responsible for the illegal Venezuelans coming into Trinidad?
Well, he's the Prime Minister. He's head of the National Security Council.
All right. Okay. All right.
He
is
head of the National Security Council.
So then that says it all. For Gary Griffith. The Coast Guard responsible. The Coast Guard responsible. But for Border Patrol, the Prime Minister is responsible. The same Coast Guard responsible for all Border Patrol.
The Prime Minister is head of the National Security.
Who is head of the country?
Everybody.
Who's head of the police? Who's head of the police in Trinidad and Tobago?
Wait. Who selects the police? The commissioner of police.
Family. I'm asking a question, Diana. Who's head of police in Trinidad and Tobago?
Who sign off on the commissioner of police? Who sign off on the commissioner of police? Who says Gary Griffith becomes the commissioner of police?
The Prime Minister. So is he
I don't talk.
All right. So no, you know what? The Prime Minister is responsible for everything Gary Griffith does.
But the Prime Minister is the head of the country.
But so he's responsible for Gary Griffith?
But he selects the commissioner of police.
So he's responsible for Gary Griffith?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question.
The leadership trickles from the top downward. Don't go there with me. The leadership trickles. The leadership trickles. I mean, no, I will argue with this. You is the head of your household, yes or no?
My wife is the head of my household.
Oh well, her leadership trickles downward. Then I don't.
My wife is the head of the household.
Then you step out the line and see if your wife don't step on your corn.
No, she must step on my corn. She must step on one corn, not both.
Well, all right then. Somebody's the head. No, the prime minister selects the commissioner of police, and I sure he is who
he's in charge of him.
But I don't talk.
He's in charge. Okay.
I don't talk.
The prime minister. The prime minister of the Security Council.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Tommy.
The National Security Council. He's in charge of the Coast Guard. He dominates everything.
Under a republic, the prime minister has sole whatever. That is what Dave Tanku said, or one of them told. Dr. Rulad said. It's under a republic, the prime minister has sole governance or something like that. I can't get it said, but he's in charge. Yeah, family. Under a republic. Yeah, go ahead, Tommy.
Good evening, family. I've been listening patiently. I think this discussion is very warm. You know, I started thinking about the cockroach thing, and it brought me back to Commissioner Gibbs when he said he wants to know who is who in the zoo. That created a furor and a serious uproar, because the implication was that he was calling the people animals when he said he wants to know who is who in the zoo. As a matter of fact, the police officers is who really got truly upset and incensed about that statement, meaning that if I compare to calling people cockroaches, it's along the same vein. And they got rid of Gibbs and 𝗷𝗵𝗶𝗃 for that, for who's who in the zoo. He wants to know who is who in the zoo. So I mean, it's disrespectful to call people cockroaches.
Language again. The prime minister, he have a way with his language. 𝗷𝗵𝗆𝗃 have a way with his language. All of them have a problem with language. That's the problem. They want to they're buffing people, right? And then they want people, and you notice about people, the vaccines expiring. You know, they closed down some center down in 𝗪𝗹𝗆 or wherever. People they was expecting to dispense thousands of vaccines, and they only dispense X amount. The people ain't going nowhere. Your language.
The abuse has to stop.
Your language. You're abusing the people, and the people stressed out. They're not getting any money. They don't feel you're not being cordial. You're not being cordial to people, so they're not going to engage with you. They're not going to do it. You're not being cordial to me. All right, listen, you're not vaccinating my child neither. So let's see how this is gonna go. Yeah. Dr. Rowley has a tough fight on his hands. I'm telling you, you didn't give people no money. You locked them out of their businesses. They don't have any social network. They're stressed out, and you're buffing them. Who you think going to be cordial if you're on line up to take vaccine freely? Watch. And then you're telling them if they don't vaccinate them, they're not going to be able to go to school. Hello. He have a fight on his hands. And you're not going to provide. Some of them ain't got the tablet, and half of them drop off the grid. Understand? A whole heap of them drop off the grid, the educational grid. He have a tough fight on his hand. And when the opposition tries to raise questions, oh, you're out of order. There's no transparency, and people watching that. He have a fight on his hand, and when media time come, you're buffing people. And once again, you ain't get them no carnival 2 years in a row. And they can't go to the beach. I sorry for he boy. your friend have a tough fight on his hand. Yep, tough fight on his hand, Slam. He going about it the wrong way. He's not engaging all qualified individuals of the population, no matter what their political persuasion.
But Diana,
that is Dr. Rowley's problem.
But Diana, you know I agree with you. You know I agree with you. It's not like I don't agree with you.
I know. We just talking.
But there's certain things. For example, Emily says, Gary, man, are just in here, not Gary Griffith. He says, Gary, the problems need to be addressed at its roots. This must be done by a grassroots organization, and our research and development must be ongoing. We need to discuss the issues, but what after?
Let me tell you something.
Very valid point. Wait a minute, just a minute, Gary.
Gary,
hold on. Let me just read a few of these comments here. Cindy says, corruption is like a cancer in the police system. Full 100. Full 100. And Gary, let me go back to another point. Just send me a something here. Here is this. Diana told me and Gary, if there's a thief in Toko, right? And I transfer it to Port of Spain, all of a sudden he's not thief no more?
No, bigger thief.
If there's a corrupted police in San Fernando, and I transfer it to Diego Martin, he's not a corrupted police officer.
But that has been the norm for the police force. They always do it.
Gary Griffith did it too. Gary Griffith was doing it all over the Trinidad and Tobago, transferring police because they're corrupted over here. I transfer them over there. Come on now. Let me read a few maybe comment before people get mad with me.
Is Mr. Welch in the background? I don't know.
Nancy, you gotta call her. Okay. She sticks to Haley. Yes, me too. Police to watch me. She's sick. I'm reading now. Run. Nobody in say. Ron says, nowhere in the English dictionary, cockroach means black. You know what cockroaches, eh? I like to go for a definition.
Oh my God.
It's scavenging insect. It's scavenging insects.
Okay, and your point?
That resembles, let me finish, that resembles a beetle, having long antennas and legs and typically a broad, flattened body. Several tropical kinds have been established worldwide as household pests.
And the city criminals as pests.
You can't
sell a snow cone. You can't sell doubles. You can't sell body by the road. You getting hijacked. You struggling to make a living and them taxing you.
Gary, I would have preferred if he had said they're pests than cockroaches.
Correct.
I understand that, but
correct, Diana. I agree with that. If he said
said they were pests,
I could look up the meaning of pests and I could say yes.
But not cockroaches.
Not cockroaches.
Because somebody could come now and up the ante and say and use a more negative word and imply something else for a certain race of people. But no, Gary, I do not agree. I do not agree with referring to any race of people as cockroaches. No,
it doesn't matter. Any race.
No,
any race of people.
I do not agree. I do not agree. Any race of people.
But
I don't care.
But
Gary, I don't care. No.
Paul Ellis said, I don't know if this is true, but Ellis says, this is what Ellis says, Ellis says,
oh, bad guys,
UNC leaders.
Don't let him out there. Let him go that way.
Listen, Ellis says, but remember, Gary, I want you to listen to this, Don't go nowhere. You there?
I'm listening. I'm here.
Ellis says, remember the UNC leaders gave land to the same robo that you just mentioned. So don't be unreasonable with your judgment, Phantom. That's what I'm trying to tell you, Gary.
Look, UNC give land for who?
Robo is the RoboCop you're talking about.
Well, let me tell you what RoboCop was doing. RoboCop was bullying Stephen Cadiz down there.
And he gave him land because he bullied him?
No, he didn't give it to him. No, he didn't give it to him. He was
Gary, Ellis says, remember I don't know. It's alleged.
RoboCop went and occupied land. He went and occupied land and demanding it from the government.
And
But
Gary and Slim, this is what you see, and we going back. You see, this is what Diana will say. Remember this and remember that. How is that fixing Trinidad and Tobago?
No.
This
But what I'm saying to you,
but Diana, Gary raised a point. I didn't go back.
This is
Gary
how is
put
this
in
fixing Trinidad and Tobago?
And Ellis is just saying that if you are going to be reasonable, right?
What?
And say, okay, RoboCop dealing with A, right? And unreasonable when RoboCop dealing with B. If you're dealing with A and B,
RoboCop tried this thing there. He tried this thing there.
But he tried. The man say get him land. He tried. He was successful.
Why you think this live sporting went down the drain like this? Why you think it went down the drain? You think was anybody care about anybody? Jack Warner had a vision to give the young men an opportunity, just like yourself, through sports. So they would choose sports and see they can make $1 million instead of choosing crime. That was the objective.
Gary, here's our next Gary, boy. Here's our next point. Boy, cheese stick boy. You know, that's why I like this. I like all the two bad, you know. I like all it. What cheese sticks
and nut cake and none of them can fool me. All right?
But no, they're fooling you, Gary. But you see, Gary, when they disagree with you, you can't say they're fooling you. They disagree with me too.
Okay, Gary, hear them out.
Yeah, man, they just come after me too. I could take my licks.
But me afraid nobody.
When cheese stick and run the MC, when little Jack Warner go and sit in the corner and he come at me and tell more kind of thing. I just take my blows and put my tail between my legs. Cheese stick says, Gary Griffin and a lot of those SRPs are corrupted. That's why our police behave like this on the streets. They get orders from their boss.
Gary Griffin came in and meet a corrupted force. Okay? That is what he came in and met. That is
all right, Gary Griffin. Gary
Griffin there to clean up the
force. How much extrajudicial killing we had under Stephen Williams and under James Philbert?
Let me tell you something. If the criminals was engaged in the police, okay? If they were engaged in the police with weapons and the police shoot back at them, I have no problem with that. If the police shoot people who are unarmed, I have a problem with that. Okay? But I'm telling you right now, these young men...
Gary, right? The 3 guys that was killed in Nova was unarmed.
Okay, that's a different circumstance.
The fellow that fall off the chair, he had ammunition. He fall off the chair because the gun was too heavy anyways. And he fall off the chair and dead.
There's a mixture of things happening. You can't characterize one to the other. There were genuine situation where the criminals were trying to dominate the police. We have a situation also where the police was involved with these criminals and they tried to shut them up. So there's a lot of things. You can't compare one to the other. There's a lot of things going on.
But Gary, boy, Gary, your petticoat showing tonight, boy. Your petticoat showing.
Oh, you can't compare one to the other. There are incidents where the police cover-up situation. There are incidents where the police was fully engaged with these armed young men, okay, who were threatening the police, who were posting videos and threatening the police, bold-facedly, okay? They went up on Facebook and posting it, and threatening Gary Griffith, and threatening this one, and threatening that one, okay? So there's a lot of things you have to take into consideration before you make a statement. I mean, there's not one particular thing that's happening in the country. The variety of things.
Ellis says, Phantom, you are very biased. I will never defend Rowley or Kamala because they are all slave masters, and we go to the poll every 5 years to fight for our new slave masters. None good, Phantom.
I bias?
No, go ahead, Gary.
Who said I bias?
Well, I just read any things in the chat. No, I just read them. Okay, a CPL a couple weeks ago, this is not cake, TTPS right-hand attorney was arrested for alleged kidnapping multiple firearms off-duty cops, all on his expensive yacht. Good evening, Diana. Vonnie Roberts says, answer, the government brought in police from Barbados to investigate DSS. What happened?
That was a puppy show.
You had to ask Gary Griffith.
That was a
right?
puppy show.
He was working with Gary Griffith. All right.
We need Scotland Yard and the FBI and probably the Canadian police too. A combination force.
David should be backstage shortly.
Yeah. Cindy says, Phantom, we need a Big Brother program.
Big Brother program.
Emily says, crime, when treated like a public health problem, can be adequately addressed. There's an example of this in New England region. And not only that, you know, when Giuliani was mayor of New York, right? I had to tell you there, boy, that fella clean up crime in New York, boy. Clean. He took no prisoners. None. And there was no rise in extrajudicial killing. There was no rise in murders. All them things went down under his watch. All them things went down under his watch. And there was no corruption because they had internal affairs. Police watching at police, watching at police, watching at police. And they don't know who is who. Oh, I shouldn't say that. Who said that? I'm getting in trouble. Somebody say that, right? Anyway. Right? Davis, you're right.
And cockroaches are nasty, and that's what they call black people in Venezuela. Yeah, I know.
She stick on her roll, boy.
But Gary Griffith was referring to criminals. He didn't refer to.
But whether they're criminal and whether or not you should not refer to people as cockroaches. That's the point.
Gary says, Anselm, but Gary Griffith was appointed by the UNC first, and he was Minister of National Security. And we put him out to bring the Canadian COP. No, not Cheesesteak. He was Minister of National Security, right? And when they sent home 𝗵𝗹𝗆 and what was his name? What the name, Tommy? Gibbs and 𝗵𝗹𝗆, right? What? My dog says. Okay. Ron says we have great laws in TNT. The problem is enforcement. You know, you're kind of right there, right?
Well, the laws need to be improved. I mean, the laws is a kind of colonial kind of laws. I mean, like I say, you locking up a man for X amount of months in jail for smoking a piece of weed. That's bullshit. You know what I mean?
I agree with that, you know. I agree with nobody sitting on in jail because they smoke a little weed or they smoke a little tampi or they smoke a little cheap, right? What other words did I have there, you know?
I have no idea. I don't smoke marijuana.
Well, no, I never smoke marijuana either, so
I don't know nothing about that.
Ganja.
Ganja. Right? Well, anyway. Yeah, Boris is an action man. No lip service.
But I know all the codes. 𝗏𝗏𝗃 and 420 and all that thing.
Here we go. And Cindy says, agreed, Diana, teach them self-defense in school too.
Nope. The women. No, you need to arm the women because they're always getting snatched and carried away. Give the women the right to carry. I tell you, all the kidnapping, all this stuff will stop.
So Cindy says Boris was the best COP. My dog says implement better policies will bring forward a better change and less criminal activities.
Boris was a shoot first, ask questions after. You know.
That's right. That's right.
Shoot first, right?
Yeah.
You want to start some mess up in there, Boris, going and out it. Yep. You're going to out it.
Yeah.
But you don't
my dog, you and Cheese said you're good tonight, boy. Oh, cool. They get good tonight, boy. My dog says people don't understand. I see him. But we're gonna David in the background. David, we see you. We're gonna go for a quick station identification and be right back. He's shaking his head, so he's seeing us. Don't worry. You know, David is very technology savvy. So we don't remember. Yeah, so my dog says people don't understand crime cannot be stopped, but it can be minimized. Correct is right. Full 100. Full 100.
There is no one strategy. There has to be a combination of things done. The police have to step in the criminal's face. You have to set up the educational structure to start changing things in the community and diverting the children from these kind of gangs, because the gangs are recruiting them. You know, you get the cultural thing going, the educational thing, the religious things in place. Ministry of Agriculture has a role. Ministry of Education has a role to play. The Ministry of National Security has a role to play also. All right, a major role. And the Ministry of Social Development and Family Services has a major role. It's a combination of ministries that has to get involved. But you have to put things in place to guide these children. People who are in the community doing stuff and not getting support from the government. They're not getting support and encouragement from the government. People who's trying to make a difference in the community there.
Yeah. So let's just try to read a few comments and go for a break. Here he says, Boris killed a whole lot of people. He did and go and crime still exists. Right? Ellis says, we never support any foreign police because it will expose the corruption in high places. Back in the days of ANR, he tried to bring in Scotland Yard detectives and our police rejected it. Let me see if I could read two more before we go. Just the rich kids don't make news. Takesha says, Gary, the rich children have guns and drugs too.
I didn't say no.
Vonnie Roberts said a prisoner fell from a chair and died.
Oh, we know why.
Yeah,
He
all
tripped
right.
himself.
So folks, it's In the Village with the Dark Triplets on 𝗷𝗵𝗶𝗀𝗏 95.9 FM. We come to you every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 9 p.m. That's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 9 p.m. And coming up next is our guest, David Welch. He's already sitting in the background and waiting patiently. Right, let's go for a quick station identification and be right back after this message.
You're listening to 𝗷𝗵𝗍𝒑 95.9 FM. You are listening to 𝗷𝗵𝗍𝒑 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, 𝗷𝗵𝗍𝒑 95.9 FM.
And of course, we are back with you. It's In the Village. It's In the Village with the Dark Triplets on 𝗷𝗵𝗍𝒑 95.9 FM. We come to you every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 9 p.m. That's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 9 p.m. Let's bring in our next guest, no other than the young man, David Welch. David,
Hi, good night. I hope you would permit me, but I'm also streaming this live on my page right now.
That's fine.
Absolutely.
We don't, we easy, man.
Nice.
We don't mind at all. We don't mind. So of course, David, you've been here before, so I just want to introduce it. It's In the Village with the Dark Triplets. The D is Diana. Diana is considered to be the Storm. The A is myself. I'm Anselm or Wall Street or the Flash. And then we have G. G is considered to be Guy, which is the Phantom. And then we have a fourth person, which is Tommy. Tommy is considered to be the outside child by us here. And the ladies in the chat call him the love child. So we just wanted to get we just wanted to get those things out of the way. So David, how are you doing?
So far so good. I mean, I had court today. I came back from that a while now, just settling in and looking over everything that happened in court today and
so
just living.
So you can talk about anything that happened?
What I believe I'm permitted to say about it is that nothing happened. Nothing at all happened.
You mean by nothing happened? You went to court and nothing happened?
They arrested me in July, but basically to the courts I was never arrested, and that's as much I'm permitted to say.
Okay.
So it's mad. It's a lot of police corruption. It never happened. To the courts, it never happened.
To them, it never happened.
Sorry?
So them, you just saying to them, to the court, your arrest never happened.
Never happened. I am not in custody. I am not on bail. I am not on anything. It never happened. Apparently, no, it just never happened. So we're dealing with that now attorneys are dealing with that. Kyle Takla, Singh Dinesh, Ria, Sunish, everyone is dealing with it.
Wow, that's interesting. That's very interesting. You know,
Twilight Zone.
Yeah, it's a Twilight Zone. It's a Twilight Zone.
No. Oh God. You know, but David, were you part of that march? Not the march with the unions, but there was a march which involved Jason De Silva. Were you in that march? There was a march that you broadcast. When was that march?
That march happened on Independence Day. I coordinated the march. Jason De Silva as well joined me on the march as part as coordinator as well. Asha Nanlal also helped me coordinate that march from San Juan to Port of Spain. I wrote personally to the Commissioner of Police, Gary Griffith, for permission to do that. I have a copy of what I sent to Gary Griffith here right now, and I can show it to you. Let me see if I can pull it up. But yes, I was a part of the march. I coordinated the march from San Juan to Port of Spain.
No, David, we had 𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗃 in here, right? And why you guys can like all, you know, kind of, because I mean he's reviving Pep, right? Why can all of you all get together? You seem like you all have the same, trying to get the same end result, so to speak. Why can you guys get together in order to achieve the same end result?
From what Philip is saying, it's because of the extension of the state of emergency. He mentioned that he's not coming out to do anything under a state of emergency because the police have all and absolute power to do whatever they want to do to anyone when it comes to protesting and anything like that in the streets. Why we don't come together? I mean, I have reached out to a lot of activists. I've reached out to Winston Ragu. I've reached out to so many social activists here in Trinidad. Some reciprocated, like Jason De Silva. Lyndon Mark also reciprocated, as well as Ravi Ramdeen. When it comes to the rest, I don't know. The only other activist that really reached out to me was Dr. Real. And after that, no one said anything. No one did anything. I saw Ian Allen mentioning that he doesn't want to walk with any activists. So right now, I feel as though in Trinidad, it's all a power thing. It's all about publicity. It's all about getting fame. And I don't think I for that. I am not for the fame and publicity. I would stand up for people and people only. When I saw Philip on the show the last time I was in the waiting room for hours, but I saw Philip on the show. I listened to it. I listened to Philip Alexander as well, and I have nothing to say, that would contradict anything that he's saying right now. I mean, it's a state of emergency where under the government is using the state of emergency to suppress rights, to suppress citizens, to undermine the people of Trinidad and Tobago, to curtail the democracy, to curtail independence. And well, I just wasn't having it. Whether Gary Griffith, and I apologize to the Commissioner of Police for what I'm about to say, or the Acting Commissioner of Police, but whether the Commissioner of Police had given me the approval or not, I think it was my duty and our duty as patriotic citizens in Trinidad and Tobago to come out and support country and support people. So no matter what he said that day when I requested permission, I was going out there to wave my flag high.
And David, were you ever part of the Break Free movement?
Yes, when I that's really shaking down now, boy.
I don't do any homework, just a little homework.
Yeah.
Just a little homework.
So after that arrest in July, God Christopher reached out about the Break Free movement, and I expressed that I was interested in it. I was deeply interested in the Break Free movement. I mean, anything for country, I think anyone should support. And well, I was a part of their first meeting, and I think it was a good meeting. However, time really didn't permit. I mean, I still had to focus on Trio. I still had to focus on other things, and time didn't permit. And I heard everything that God Christopher said about the Break Free movement and about how everything transpired in that group and what we were supposed to do. But I mean, I would disagree with him to a little bit. I mean, we we also have other things to do. It's not that we are unpatriotic or only focused on what these activists now seem to be talking about, money and everything. I'm not focused on that. I'm focused on building country. And part of building country is building myself. And I'm only 21 years old and still needs to build myself.
So we have a question from the chat, right? Someone says, can David Welch say if he was abused while in custody? I mean, I don't know. I don't know why he's asked a question, but it's in the chat. Why I asked the question?
Well, the abuse happened.
David,
the abuse happened on camera.
Okay, all right, there we go.
Yeah, but there were instances. I mean, I can go back to 2019, man. I have so many matters before the courts right now. Today at court, I heard the magistrate said, well, he is before the court about 3 times now. And all of them is with police officers. The first time was just sitting outside, 9 o'clock in the night, an officer pulled up and said that I look too young, so he arrested me. The second time was protesting in police. The third time was with the Red House scenario there. And now here I am.
So David, does all those things go on your record, or will they be expunged once these cases are over?
I have faith in my attorneys that it will be expunged, because I mean all of them were wrongful arrests. One of them is to go to the Supreme Court. The first one in 2019 is going to the Supreme Court once we're finished with the magistrate court to really sue the state for wrongful arrest. And I know how it may look right now that I'm looking for trouble. I'm always looking for trouble, but I don't think so. I think trouble comes looking for me, and I just end up catching it.
Someone in the chat asks, is David training to be a lawyer? The person says just ask them generally.
No.
Okay,
no.
Because we have to kind of ask these questions in the chat.
I think the police is just, I saw in the video, David, where the policeman had his mask down under his chin, and you questioned him, why is his mask over his chin, under his chin, and he's covering his face. And I read a statistic where, let me pull it up here. The TTPS issued some $16.4 million in face mask fines for the year. Now, I can well imagine you're issuing these $16.4 million to already disenfranchised people who have to, juggle between what bills they're going to pay. I mean, and you have a police officer sitting in and he ain't wearing his mask properly. The Prime Minister don't wear no mask when he buffing the public. So why are citizens being forced to pay this $16.4 million in face mask fine when Dr. Rowley don't wear none? When he addressing the I don't see him wearing none. I don't see Dr. Rowley wearing a mask.
You see, we have a issue in this country. We have an issue where the law works for some and it doesn't work for all. Some people benefit, some people don't benefit, and the people that don't benefit are the 99%. The 1% are the only ones that benefit from it. The Prime Minister could do whatever he wants to do because he's the Prime Minister. He created the law apparently. He alone sits inside the Parliament and creates the law, so he can do whatever he wants to do anytime he wants to do it. But there comes a time where the people of Trinidad and Tobago will wake up, and I think it's happening all now, where the people of Trinidad and Tobago is waking up, and we're going to send a hard message to them. If Gary Griffith feels as though he could just defend his officers with any and everything, I mean, just last night with a St. James businessman, I don't know if you were privy to the clip, but police officers pulled up and they just ran out the vehicle to chastise a business owner in St. James. That is madness. And every time we watch that as activists and as people in this country that really want change, it just lightens our fire to come outside on the streets and protest. And we are going to do it with or without the permission of the Commissioner of Police, Gary Griffith, and I'm making it abundantly clear. The law must work for all and not just some. Because you're telling us here in Trinidad and Tobago that we cannot have Zessa parties, Wessa parties, whatever parties you want to talk about. But when you go to West Morris and you go to Bayshore, they can have it across there because their skin color is different. or because they have a different place in society. We say no to that. We might be cockroaches, but there comes a time, Miss Diane, where you run from cockroaches too, correct? Just reality.
But nobody should ever call anyone a cockroach.
But they are cockroach.
I think for me, this is how I look at it. I look at it when you are holding the power of an office, right? You need to be as respectful as possible, and you cannot disrespect other people. If you decide to disrespect other people, then you should expect to get any respect in return, right? If you are going to disrespect people, don't expect people to respect you. You know, because what's good for the goose, good for the gander, right? And to me, I'm going to say this over and over. When I listen to 𝗓𝗃𝗍𝗃, the Commissioner of Police, you know, I'm listening to a narcissistic person who is like, he is right 110% of the time. Not just 100%. Whatever he says is the best way to do it. It don't seem to me like if he have any advisors or if he doesn't need any advisors. You know, and it's kind of sad when I listen. And listen to David, however other people want to look at it, right? I like to look at facts because listen, I defended you when the police did what you did. I put up a post that says the police assaulted you. I put up a post on boy, right? Because you know, oh God, boy, people in the chat, they'll kill me for this when I say this. But that's one. You can see Run DMC and cheese stick and bread stick and 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 dumplings. I mean 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 nuts and the rest of them go come up. Now I am a supporter. Look, I say this right, and I like to be transparent. I am not a blind supporter of the PNM. I will say that over and over and over and over. I am the first person, maybe the only person, stand up vicariously against the PNM with respect to exile and stranded citizens. I lose plenty friends, plenty, but that's all right. They really wasn't my friend in the first place. TD Jake says, oh God, I'm preaching now. TD Jake says, there's commerce, there's confidence, and there's constituents. Right? I had a few confidence that were really my comrades and constituents. And I learned that because of the stand that I took, right? Because they weren't for what I was for, right? But I understand that, you know. But David, as you go forward, right? And I remember when you were here first time, I asked you if you were a political activist or a UNC activist. Has that changed?
No, I don't think I can't remember what I said on the program there, but I don't think my stance changed in terms of who I am and what I am. And I listened to a program 2 nights ago when Philip was on, and you said something pretty important. You said that if you stand up against, or if you stand up against the government, you're suddenly branded a UNC. If you stand up against the opposition, you're suddenly branded a PNM. That's just Trinidad BS politics. That is how this country works, this nation works. We don't function properly. We don't have freedom in this country. We don't have the freedom of choice, because if you choose to support the government, you're suddenly just a blind supporter of the government. If you choose to support the opposition, then you're suddenly a blind supporter of the opposition. If you choose to call out the government, you're UNC. If you choose to call out the opposition, you're PNM. Yeah, it's have no idea in this country, surprisingly. But I think this is what we as activists seek to change in the country. And I see, and Miss Diana, you mentioned, no, I think as Wall Street mentioned, break free. Well, God Christopher, I don't know, I know y'all see what's going on in Trinidad. God Christopher Kingsley on their rant on opposition leader 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏
She's no longer the mother of the nation. Is she? Do they still consider the mother of the nation?
I think you got to bring them on the program. Bring them on.
David, I tell you, I'm going to bring Kingsley and God on the program. I'm going to bring them on. I'm going to bring them on. I'll take your advice and bring them on.
I support that too. Bring them on the program. I think we have to hear from them itself whether they still consider Mrs. 𝗵𝗃 the mother of the nation. But chalala, Lord Father, if I ever come out openly now and say Philip is the way, the truth, and the life, you'll hear how many people hate me now. So this country is broken.
You know, and that's so true because Diana, Tommy, and Gary, if you guys want to jump in, just jump in at any time, all right? You know, it's so true. And David, we here in the village, right? You notice that we bring every and anybody on. You know, we bring you, we bring Philip, we bring PDP, we bring PNM, we bring UNC. We are not like other radio stations in Trinidad and Tobago. Most of the radio stations pro PNM, pro UNC, or anti-PNM or anti-UNC. and I do again, right? But we decide to chart a different course here in that we want to hear all the different opinions. You know, we seriously want to hear the different opinions, and we have people in here too. We have non-affiliations. We have Diana. Diana is non-affiliated to any party. You know, we have Tommy. I don't want to speak for Tommy. And we have Gary, who is a former UNC.
Former PNM.
Former.
Well, I supported my friend.
Gary exposing you, man.
Yeah, but listen to me. The thing about it is, I'm not
𝗷𝗵𝗶𝗃𝗀 Barbados Labour Party
best at the time. You understand what I mean?
Hello,
I don't
Anselm.
UNC or PNM.
Anselm fell out. Oh, I thought you fell out.
Die-hard support.
Are you there, Anselm?
Yeah, I'm here.
Are you hearing me?
Okay.
I'm
not hearing you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So, I support it very strongly based on what the PNM was doing.
Go ahead, Anselm.
Yes, I mean, you're seeing things going, people getting kidnapped.
Anselm.
Some of that thing happening. So,
hello, Tommy, are you there?
No,
the thing about it is,
Gary's talking. Gary's talking.
I'm not hearing Gary. I'm not hearing
Gary. How to say, a queen status. And for people like me who was on the ground and doing everything to make her get into office, all of a sudden she was...
We're not hearing him.
You know? Do I have to sign out and come back in?
No. David is
I'm here. You're fine.
Okay, he's hearing you. Go ahead, Gary.
So, Dr. Raleigh came up, and Sam and me is friends. We like brothers. We are Trini brothers. And I was invited by Anselm House, and Dr. Raleigh said that how important it is for us to make an input in Trinidad and Tobago, how much he value it. I said, all right, I'm game. All right. So I gave him a shot. I gave him a shot, you know. I give him the opportunity. I say, okay, if you game, I will support that. All right. If you want to work with us, you want to listen what we have to say, because it got to a point where Mrs. 𝗵𝗍𝗃 head got too big, or she's not listening to any of us out here. Put it that way. All right. Yeah. She did an excellent job. The government did an excellent job comparing to Dr. Raleigh. Far by vast difference. But I mean, you talking about someone who you were close friends. You giving them ideas and suggestions. You talk to them 10 days before they elected, and all of a sudden, 4 years down the line, you can't even communicate it, and you're trying to tell her critical information, things that can help her save the country and the government and protect her own life, right? And you can't access her, right? And but when she wanted to get elected, she could call me here 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And boy, I'll be up late, so you could talk to me anytime late. I up late. You understand? You understand? I mean, you know, she just talk, right? Yeah. So anyway, so I give Dr. Raleigh a shot. I'm willing to give anybody a shot. So the thing about it is, this man disrespected us so much. Look how arrogant he is. He's supposed to get on the ground and connect with the people as the leader of the country. After election, you're the prime minister of everybody. From day one, they conducting themselves that this is the government of the PNM and the prime minister of the PNM, and not everybody. That is how we conduct it. That's what I see.
Well, I would just like to ask if you expected anything differently. I mean, the late Patrick Manning spoke about it. He said that this man is a region bull.
Yeah. You know what I said? I give him a shot. I give him a shot, right? Give him the opportunity. But what I'm saying, but what I would like to say tonight is, I am very proud of what you're doing. And I am calling on the population to stand with you because this fight is about all of us. Unfortunately, we are out here, but fortunately, we can give the support long range. America fights battles, and we have long range capability to fire missiles long range. So I mean, we have to look at it at that aspect. Let's capitalize on the social media, connect every Trinidad and Tobago citizen across the globe in an interest of country and people. You took a stand for country and people. I have seen the abuse of the police force, and I mean, Gary Griffith is my friend and brother, and I support him, but I will tell him straight out, just like I told Ansem, whether I agree or disagree with certain things. I always been very vocal, you know, on what I agree and what I disagree with. So I don't support the behavior. We know the police force has a long way to be transformed. There's a lot of things to be done, a lot of training to be done in dealing with our people. There's a lot of disrespect from the police force because they have a gun and a badge. You can go around and slap around people. But thank God today, I mean, all these things were done to our people over the years when we didn't have access to social media. The things that you're doing, guys like 𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗃 and them guys beaten 𝗵𝗃𝗃 and them guys mistreated so badly. Kamala was knocked down in Central in front of my father, you know, by a police officer. Pushed down, and she said, "Boy, you see what they do to me," you know. And she was prime minister, but she didn't. A lot of things I was trying to get changed under her government that I couldn't get done, even though I resourced the help and everything, you know, and communicated with the ambassador here, and well, you know, and try to communicate as much as possible with them, you know. But anyway, you know, that's behind us. These are the issues. I just want to encourage you on what you're doing. And I mean, if 100, I'm just saying, if 100,000 people showed up in Independence Square or around the White House, the police could lock up everybody. I mean, this, you know what I mean? So, I mean, Philip Alexander was making a point in saying that the population have to show some interest. You know, I mean, you go there with 30 people, thank God you got able to do it. But he's just saying, you go there with 30 people, the police free to arrest you. But if 10,000 people or 100,000 people show up, you know, and you guys decide to march on the parliament, what are they going to do? Arrest everybody? But everybody in the country have to act like this concerns them. What's taking place in the country, this concerns them. We have no room for spectators. We have no room for spectators. This is all our fight. I'm really happy to see Jason join you. And I wish more people had joined you in this march. And then again, everybody have to make it to Port of Spain. You protest wherever you are, but rise up. Protest from your yard if you have to. But do something. You know, do something. So this is the call. This is what you on the ground there. We try to provide the support for you. And this is what I am sharing with you. This is what we want to see. We want to see you guys stand with each other. We are supporting from our end as much as we can. And, you know, we'll endorse what you're doing there. We're asking everybody to be organized. Don't do anything like, you know, you see in the US, all this looting and all this kind of thing going on, and they divert from the actual purpose and cause, and things get under control. We want to see everybody, you know, law-abiding and take a stand for what's right in the country and stand with you. And, you know, I'm hoping one day that you become a future prime minister of the country because you have demonstrated that kind of strength. I mean, you're 21. You have a lot to experience and a lot to learn, but the kind of stand you take is what it takes to be a leader. You stood up. You stood up, you know, and I support that and I admire that. And I wish I could be there with you, you know.
Let me say, I wanna say thank you to 𝗵𝗃𝗀𝘀. 𝗵𝗃𝗀𝘀 give me a compliment. And I think this compliment is to me. 𝗵𝗃𝗀𝘀 says, I don't know how this idiot can still say he's a supporter of the PNM. What an idiot. 𝗵𝗃𝗀𝘀, thank you very kindly for the compliment. It is highly appreciated. I like when you call intelligent people like me idiots. I like when you call a professor at a university an idiot. I like when you call a person who's 20 world records an idiot. I like when you call a person who just did a keynote speech in Newark, New Jersey an idiot. Ooh. So 𝗵𝗃𝗀𝘀, thank you so very kindly for the compliment, man. It's highly appreciated from this live black belt from 𝗪𝗪𝗪. Thank you so very kindly. I appreciate it very much.
That's just a wide problem in this country, boy. We just judge people without, you know, fact checking, researching, or anything like that.
No, but David, it's okay, you know, because it's okay, you know, because when people like that make comments like that, it just keeps me more motivated. Like now, Picos, I've established 20 world records in Masters track and field for men 40 and over. When I see comments like that from Picos, it makes me want to establish 4 more to get to around 2 dozens. You know what I mean? So them kind of things motivate me. You know, they don't really affect me. So, you know, Picos, thank you very kindly, but I really appreciate it. I wanted to make more of those type of comments and show the type of person that you really are. Thank you so very much.
But anyway, David, what's the plan of action now? What are we going to do from this from onwards? For us, you know, mobilizing and stuff like that. You guys putting things together?
No problem. Tonight was a little bit of an attack on the Commissioner of Police, and mainly widely because of what happened in St. James with that businessman. But I must give credit to the acting Commissioner of Police, Gary Griffith, for allowing me to do that march on Independence Day. We have more coming, more letters being drafted to send. More letters being drafted to send to the Commissioner of Police on a wide range of walks to happen in this country, because we're not stopping now. I think, and I'll give you a little bit of insights. We're planning to have some walk through communities to wake up some communities in this country, mainly about the vaccinations and the prospect of mandatory vaccinations in this country.
David, Takesha says, David, this is the lady who was stranded in the BVI, and hats off to you, your bravery, and now you have my family support because of the step you made fighting for stranded nationals to come back. You know. Yeah,
that is one thing that we did. We made headlines that day. We fought our hardest for nationals that were stranded abroad. We real fight. I can tell you that. Vicky, myself, others, we real fight.
David, what's the story with you and Vicky, boy?
She's doing her thing. She's doing her thing. I said, no, I feel like we were bringing back up old memories, right? This is really Welch.
But David, you know, I kind of informing the thing, you know. I gotta ask these little questions, you know. But so far, you have been very honest and straightforward with us. You know what I mean? And we appreciate that. Right? So Shada says, we love David. He stands for everything we are trying to achieve in Trinidad and Tobago. Right? Let me see what else we have here.
You got a ticket, you said, right? And somebody got a ticket for distributing water.
I got $1,000 ticket for the face mask. And that is one of the reasons why I confront the officer, because I got $1,000 tickets for the face mask. And my PRO got 3 tickets. 3 tickets, face mask, seat belts, face mask, seat belts, and hazard lights.
I mean, that's serious, man.
What did you get a ticket for hazard light for? What?
It was blinking, I guess. It was blinking.
It's just I have more information about why there was a roadblock on who has a roadblock on Independence Day, first of all, when nobody is going to be on the streets. But there was a roadblock as soon as we entered Port of Spain, and the information I have is that was set up.
You see, I strongly believe there are people within the forces undermining the Commissioner of Police within the force. I
would like to hope so. I would like to hope so.
You know, there's still those who don't approve. I mean, I know he stands with the people quite a bit, but he has to uphold the law and he has to follow the instructions given to him. But at the same time, we could defy things if we do it strategically and lawfully in the sense of our conduct. You know, we're there for a political purpose. We're not there to create havoc. You know, and if we stay that course and everybody follow your leadership and instruction, you know, I think we could really achieve what we need to achieve.
I agree.
So
I believe that we still achieved it. I would like to believe so.
Why should you? I mean, Anselm, you get a ticket for blinking your hazard lights. That is, I mean,
Diana, I'll go back and say again, a fish doesn't rotten from the tail.
Oh my God!
I keep saying it. A fish
you
does not
can't go
rotten
with that.
from
You can't go with that. This was a head.
Rotten from the head.
Body was rotten.
No, Gary, You think them guys going around issuing them tickets just so? You don't think them guys get orders to issue those tickets?
I believe that, because the same officer that well, he really looked after everyone in this protest, in this march. He was the same one with the OWTU. And I noticed something different when he was with the OWTU. He wasn't on the phone 24 hours speaking to whoever he was speaking to about where we were going. He was consistently asking me, which route are we going to take once we get to Port of Spain, where are we going to go? And as soon as we reached Port of Spain, suddenly so many officers showed up and it was a roadblock. And Asha and Anlal got a ticket, numerous of other persons got a ticket, I got a ticket, so many persons got a ticket.
Nah,
that
nah,
wasn't
nah.
you know what I'm saying? And David, you were there, right? We were up here.
Nah.
You were in the belly of the beast, right? So that's exactly what I'm saying, right?
Those tickets should be thrown out.
It should be. It should be. And that's why I confronted the officer as well. And that's what most people don't understand. And some people just saw the video and jumped to conclusions. Talk about the officer had a water in his hand. He was going to drink water. The officer only found that bottle after the fact I put him on camera. And I don't know why people think that the bottle wasn't even cracked. The officer wasn't drinking anything. He was there talking with his mask down. And nobody's going to give him a ticket for that because they're friends. Well, these officers, they have a code. So they're not going to ticket their own friend, their own family.
No.
You see, and this is what I'm saying. All I'm saying is that, you know, we can't. What's good for the goose, good for the gander, man. You know, our great grandparents tell us that. You know, and it's another thing, right? When I saw the way you were assaulted and arrested, and then I saw Philip Alexander, you know, did the same thing, and they treated Philip Alexander with a kid gloves, and he was honest because I asked him the question. He said yes, he does get special treatment, right?
Yeah.
You could just see. So for people in Trinidad who look at it and say, well, because he's a UNC activist, he deserves it. You know, you missed the whole point. You actually went in front of the wharf, you took a pebble and you pelted and you missed the whole ocean. You miss it.
Right.
You see, and that's where critical thinking comes in.
But you have to understand why Philip did that. Philip said, if they're going to loot David, and I'm going to go down there. That's what Philip said. That's
but Gary, you are correct. But that is the same thing Philip get throughout. That's just that day he proved it. But he walks with that every single day, right? And David have to deal with that same thing every day. So it's just like we here. When we leave our home and we go in a vehicle, my son, my daughter, right? They have to face certain things that other people don't have to face. David Welch has to face certain things that Philip Alexander don't have to face.
Correct.
And we have to understand that. Right? Not because David is whether he's a UNC activist or whatever activist he is. I look at the bigger picture. Right? And these are the things we should not allow happen in Trinidad and Tobago.
And also too, I read where this man got 9 years in jail for several different offenses, breaches of curfew violations. 8 years in jail. You lock up a man for breaches of curfew and face mask. 9 years.
I did not read that article, but I want to see it.
9 years, and it adds up. When you add up all of it, it comes up to 8.36 something. Almost 9 years in jail. I mean, Trinidad and Tobago coming like North Korea and the Soviet Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. They're ridiculous now. And under Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley. 9 years in jail. And he's an African man.
David, what drives you, my friend? What drives you?
I would believe what you see. It goes back, you know, when I was in school, man. I had a friend that passed away from crime and criminality, and when I go out there, I mean, all I think about is him and he being alive today. Honestly, most times. I don't know how to put it anymore. But I can't. I don't like to see people suffering. That is one thing I don't like to see at all, and I just don't know what to say.
Decided to do something about something. Decided to do something.
Right, because I ask myself the same question. What are some of the things that drives me, to do the things that I do? And I see when people have a passion. I could see your passion for what you do. You have a kind of passion, for what you are doing. And instead of people see the bigger picture, they just see a party, and most of the time there's always a bigger picture, and we don't want to see that bigger picture. But in Trinidad and Tobago, it's either red or yellow, and we tend to, not see that thing. But also, the thing about it, David, is that I want you to understand too, right, that if your party is not doing what it's supposed to, right, you have to be just as vigorous with them as you are vigorous when the other party is not doing what they're doing.
Yeah,
that's very important. And I use myself as an example. How I'm very vigorous. I took a stand for many things against the party. So what's next for you, David? What's next? What do you have on the agenda next?
What next for me is to continue doing what I'm doing. I have a lot of haters, man. Jesus Lord, I went through social media last night and it was Lord. But what next? I'm gonna continue.
Why do you have so much haters? Why do you have so much haters? So many haters?
Trinidad never had a young black man stand up for them the way that I am standing up for them right now. And I'm going to have a lot of reasons that are going to come at me now. Some of my supporters are going to come at me now and say, never address yourself as a young black man. But reality is reality. And there's going to be a lot of persons that just don't like me because of the way I look, the way I talk. How some persons say how arrogant I am, but whatever. I mean, I could win some, lose some. Not even gonna fight that battle with them. But I'm gonna continue doing what I have to do. Stand up for truth, rights, and justice in Trinidad and Tobago. And if they don't like it, well, so be it.
But they don't like me too, David.
Well, I mean, for a reason. For a reason.
They just call me the Bajan and I a dog, and they don't like me now. But you know what I say?
What is that?
Huh? That's Italian for.
Oh, okay. What that is.
But I would like to see the young people your age group, I mean your peers, stand up with you in what's taking place. You're taking a stand, and you have to be arrogant sometimes because I mean Philip gets on because he tired of the nonsense that's going on in the country. He's sick and tired of it. You are sick and tired of it too. So if you take an aggressive move, I think I mean 100% support on that. I encourage you to be aggressive. I took an aggressive move for stranded citizens. I mean, I tell Short Young if his man call me, because I get blasted vexed. I tell Dr. Rowley that I asked for a 5-minute meeting when the nonsense they go in, and up to this day they can't face me. Up to this day, that none of them could face me. Because I took an aggressive stance seeing my people suffering outside the country. I caused them to give that humanitarian grant, and then the people can't get it out here. People reaching home and can't get it. We have people in Trinidad up to now who can't get that COVID grant in Trinidad. A year passed and they bring out a new one and people haven't gotten. And thank God you guys do the hampers and the various things that you're doing. But so I 100% support for being arrogant. You had enough of the nonsense. Yep. You have to take an aggressive move. So don't
growing into having enough.
Don't square your shoulders and lift your head and stand straight because you're doing the right thing. And you be very bold at what you're doing. I'm very proud of you. And I want to see people your age group join you.
That's right.
Join you. Take a stand for their country. They're not like them is suffering too. Who they trying to fool? Everybody's affected in the country, so they have to stand with you. I'm calling them out to stand with you.
I would do the same thing as well. I try to do the same thing almost every day. Call out the youths to come out, but some actually came out. For the march, there was a variety of young persons that came out and supported.
touch flesh. Go in the communities like you plan to and start touching flesh. You understand?
Agreed.
You make that contact. You make that contact. Let them see you in real, and chastise them and challenge them and say, "This is about you. This fight is about you." You know, that's what you have to do.
And when you see the women, when you see my women and the children suffering, you're gonna hear the storm. I go talk. I don't care who vex and who think I have an agenda. I don't want no political office. I just want the women to be happy and the children to be fed and comfortable. That they don't have to be bothering me. And Donna Cox need to be doing her work. 𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗃 need to release the money, and Dr. Rowley need to put things in order that the two of them could do their work. And the Bajan woman would have to be doing all their work. Yeah. There needs to be more transparency.
Up to this day, I can't get foreign affairs to get their act together with the foreign missions here. Up to this day, they haven't put things together to assist our people. So, I mean, what are they doing? He really has to resign. Rowley has to go. Keep up that tune going. Get it into a calypso. Rowley have to go.
Yeah, I need to write a calypso in June. Yeah.
Rowley really have to go. I'm damn fed up of him. So.
The doc need to take his bag and go. Like people fed up by for so.
So Ellis says, David, my brother, much respect to you. At the age of 21, you are a king. The Queen says, David Welch, you could see the care in his face. People don't hate people that's trying to do better things in their life without the pettiness. So David, you have a lot of Shada says, yes, David, come Naparima Main Road. I will walk house to house with you, I promise. That's Shada SP.
I'll be there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Ron DMC says, very powerful youth. Met him in the 2 protests in front of the Red House. Ron, you was in the protest? What's something your man doing in a protest? Ron,
Go and drive the truck, Ron. Go and drive the truck.
We don't follow the chat. He does drive a big truck. Shada said David was a sweet little brother. My dog said run way.
Drive the truck, Ron, or make sure you invest in 2 canes, Ron. You come in with pump face.
You need 3 canes. What 2 canes? 2 canes ain't good enough for him. Right? Remember Gypsy had that song, he went 4 canes?
Anyway,
so David boy, I mean, we do appreciate and we really like when you come here with us, because we keep it real, you keep it real, and that's what we do in here. We just kind of keep it real. But is there any other protests, so to speak, on the agenda, soon?
There should be.
Soon, yes. Very, very soon. And before we go out, I'll message Miss Diana and I'll try to do an interview here before.
Yay!
Okay. All right. Good. We appreciate that, man. Because
get up, stand up, stand up for your rights. And now let me know. So I will be pumping it. Right? I will be pumping it from up here. That's right.
Let's organize.
We're gonna chase those crazy bald heads out of the town. Yeah.
Yes.
So before you go, David, Nadia Mungo said, David, keep strong. Lana says, keep up the good work, David. If not you, if not when, power to the people. Alice says, David, my brother, you kind of have an image like Malcolm X. David, Davis Emily says, Anselm, any suggestions about strong mentors to stand with David? Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I gotta talk to David. I'll talk to David. Shada SP says, I hope to tell us a day or 2 before. The Queen says, oh my God, Anselm. I don't know what that is for, but I don't know if that's for the Run DMC comment or what, but
Answer me, you know that song?
Yeah.
We gonna chase those crazy bullheads out of the town. Yeah. Chase those crazy bullheads out of the yard.
Diana, Nutskate says it's gonna rain in Connecticut tonight.
We gonna chase those crazy bullheads out of the town.
But Diana, do you know that Little Ron Horner has a bullhead?
Chase that crazy bullhead out of the town.
Diana.
I build my cabin. Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. So David, we always close the show by asking people, if you had to send a message to the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, what would be your message to the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, Dr. 𝗵𝗃𝗀𝗆?
That would be to listen to the people in the remainders of the years that you have now in office, to please listen to the people of Trinidad and Tobago and stop making decisions by now for now and just spontaneous decisions. So sorry, I just was getting a call here while I was making that. Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. You want to continue?
Yeah, so that would be my message, right? Because we had to live with the man until either God ready to take him or election is called. So I would advise the Prime Minister, especially the Prime Minister, to at least start listening to the people. Hello?
Okay. Yeah, somebody phone ringing.
Trench down
Hello?
Yeah, we hear you now. We hear you. We hear you. We heard you.
Hello?
Are you hearing us? Are you hearing us?
I can see you in the chat now. Sorry, I was getting a call. But I'll make it quick because it looked like they're calling back again.
All right.
Hello? We're hearing you. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think y'all got the basis of what I'm gonna say. I would ask the Prime Minister to listen to the people of Trinidad and Tobago as much as possible. I mean, all of the protests, all of what is happening now could really be avoided. And if he really starts to listen, maybe we could have the best 4 years remaining, Lord Father. But we could have a good 4 years.
And there you have it, folks. David, we want to thank you so much for joining us. Stay safe, stay well, and have a fantabulous rest of the evening.
Hello?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm getting a call and it's interrupting the broadcast.
All right, so we'll talk. Thank you very much, David.
Thank you.
No problem. Thanks so much. Thanks, guys.
Okay, take care. All right, bye-bye.
We'll keep in touch.
Yeah.
Seems like his thing was freezing.
Look, Diana, Ron just cussed me out there. He cussed me out.
Whatever, Ron. Whatever, Ron. We love you, Ron. This is my last time.
We love you, Ron.
We love you, Ron. We want you to drive the truck and come in here. Don't be talking about you last time on this show. We want you here on this show. Everybody send some love for Ron.
Send some love to Ron.
Send Ron a love heart.
Shada, see you, Shada. Thanks for coming in.
Shada.
Bye, Shada.
Diana is a carpenter now. She says she built a cabin or something. Yeah, Nutskate. I build my cabin. I plant my corn. Did my people before me slave for this country? Yeah, we gonna chase that crazy ballhead out of the yard.
Diana making all kind of noise, David. All right. Time for some closing comments.
Tommy, what going on? Tommy quiet.
Tonight, bro. Yeah, boy. Tommy real quiet.
Tommy have a plaster over his mouth. Ron.
Right. So, Carice, Queen, put closing comments in the chat. Queen, and who else? And did we get Nadia? Queen and
Ellis says stop his ears hurting. Hey Ellis, you don't want me to really sing, okay? I will belch a tune for you. Okay? Good.
Somebody knocking something. That's what it is. Somebody
That's not
you
me.
knocking that?
No, it's not me.
Hold on. Somebody knocking something.
That the outside child. He always doing something.
No, it's not him. It's not him. He muted. It might be you.
It's not
It's only
me.
you and me. But it's only
All right,
you
let
and me.
me.
It stopped now. It stopped. It stopped. It stopped. Queen and shout out going already. Okay, Davis, Davis. We normally allow people to put closing comments in the chat. Can Davis and Queen put closing comments in the chat, please? Davis, Emily, and Shada, we happy to know that we make you laugh. Thank you so much. Who's not cakes calling you Doodoo?
No, I call Ron Doodoo, darling.
Oh no, but not cake said you call Ron Doodoo. Oh, okay.
Doodoo, darling.
Okay, all right. I can't call him that. Ellis is a comedian, you know. Yeah, Ellis. Wall Street head looking like we're own. Yeah, and he says stop down and he ear searching.
I tell Ron he don't want me to really sing for him, okay? Watch yourself.
But Ellis in my head looking like Rory.
I mean, Ellis, I will sing for you. Don't go there.
No.
I get singing lessons in my acting class. Good.
Yeah, okay. All right. So in the closing comments, all right. Davis, is that your closing comments? Who I said, Diana? Davis and who? Who was the other one?
No, Davis Queen.
Oh, Queen, yeah, Queen.
And Ron.
I thought Ron say he gone.
No.
Still there?
Mm-hmm. Ron, put some closing comments in here, please.
Yeah. All right, let's go. All right. Diana, you go. Hold on a minute.
Hold on. I'm gonna move this thing here.
Okay, go ahead, Diana.
Okay. Transparency in government financials, why it is crucial in Trinidad and Tobago now more than ever. Local citizens do their best to vet their political candidates to ensure they get public officials into office that are honest, have integrity, and will work for the best interests of the country. Why should procurements be veiled in secrecy? Why is the opposition in Trinidad and Tobago considered out of order when they request transparency on how funds are being dispersed, especially during these harsh economic times? Secrecy creates an environment where there is the potential for the lack of accountability and abuse of power. When information about how a local government operates isn't forthcoming, it causes the public to be skeptical. Public officials in TNT should be mindful of the fact that the money they have to spend on their communities come directly from their citizens through tax dollars, and that they exist to serve them. Having access to these funds also means that citizens have the right to know how their local officials intend to allocate these funds. The more a local government can provide in a way of transparency, the more it increases trust, honesty, and integrity in the government leaders. When citizens feel that their government officials are working hard to earn their trust, it builds confidence in the public's view of the government. For local governments to be proactive in transparency speaks volumes to their constituents. When the general public has questions, they need a place to get answers. Transparency, therefore, is a basic tenet of democracy. When the government is of the people, by the people, for the people, why should the people be denied the opportunity to know the way they are being governed? Transparency implies openness, allowing the populace to know what is going on and what has been done previously. It therefore requires unobstructed access to information that is timely, adequate, relevant, reliable, and comprehensive for economic and social evaluation and decision. Transparency means there's a flow of reliable information from the government ministry to the public to see what decisions have been made by their public officials and how the decisions were executed. Undoubtedly, transparency in public administration would empower the people through information to question the acts of government. Thus, it can be said that the lack of transparency is the breeding nest for corruption. With transparency as a rule and secrecy an exception, the government would be more responsible. As a consequence, the government would be more effective and the people friendly. Transparency or right to information emanates from the Freedom of Information Act. Lack of information would ultimately mean a restriction on the right to free speech and expression. This is Diana Benskin, aka The Storm, bidding you all auf Wiedersehen until we meet again. Good night, my beloved people. Stay safe.
Tommy? Tommy there?
Yes, Anselm. Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, well, freedom was never free and will never be free. Common sense was never common and will never be common. But one thing is for sure, love is the key to life. And we got to live in love. Keep safe, everybody. Do the right thing. And it's going to be all right. Good night.
Gary?
Yeah, it was an interesting night. I would like to thank this young man, David Welch, for joining us. And it was interesting conversation. I am calling on the people of Trinidad and Tobago to stand with these young men who have stood up in the country for what, the injustice that the people are feeling. This is what is happening in the country is affecting everybody. So, I mean, don't sit in your house. I make contact with these guys and try to connect them so that we can, I think we're having a break.
No, go ahead. My bad. Go ahead, Gary. Gary? All right. Let's go for the quick break. We'll be right back.
Yeah, so anyway, I'd like to say good night and, see you guys on Saturday. Thanks.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
So, in the words of James Baldwin, and James Baldwin says, I love America more than any other country in the world, and exactly for this reason, I insist on the right to criticize her perpetually. That's a quote by James Baldwin. From where I said, this is it. The clock on the wall said, that's all I like to say, what I've got to go. Remember, hard work beats talent when talent does not work hard. And for every 60 seconds of anger, you lose 1 minute of happiness. I'm going to read, I got two closing comments that I'm going to read from Davis, and the other one is from
Queen.
No, Queen didn't put a comment, but Davis put a comment. Is there a scenario where the politicians are not being complimented by an organized populace? As such, there's not a constructive mode of communication from our end to have a government respond. Right? And then I think Nadia put a closing comment. I want to thank God for this day and night to bless and keep everyone safe. So thank you very kindly, guys. That's it. We're gonna go out tonight with Black Stallion. Yeah, we're gonna go out tonight with Black Stallion.
We want to thank our guests, Tameika and her son Darius.
Right, Tameika and the son,
And
Xhaiden.
Xhaiden. Yes.
Fantabulous, very, 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 very good. And of course, we want to
wish him
thank
good
David
luck.
Welch.
And
Yeah,
David Welch.
Yeah. And all you will like this one, eh? All you will like this one. You all will love this one. You all will love this one, I'm telling you. There we go.
Better days are coming. Better days are coming. Better days are coming. Better days are coming. Better days are coming.
I actually wanted to stop that because I asked Haley to put closing comments, and I wanted to read Haley closing comments. Haley said, "We must look first to Almighty Love, who raised man above animals and endowed him with intelligence and reason. Love is what makes us human. Live lovely, be lovable, and share love." Thank you so much, Haley. And Ellis, Ellis, I ain't gonna read your comment. Oh God, Ellis, you're funny too, man. I ain't gonna lie, you're real funny. You're good. All right, let me go back to the song here. Black Stallion, folks. We're closing with Black Stallion. Let's go back here. We're starting over this song. Here we go.
Better days are coming. 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 I don't want to hear that same song again. If I hear the same song, I might go insane. Because it's just all the same thing I'm hearing. That now we have a better day coming. But anyhow that I look around, I see the whole world heading for destruction. People committing crimes and for their escape. Say they're doing all that for the children's sake. Better days are coming. Better days are coming. Children, stop your crying. Better days are coming. Better days are coming. Better days are coming. Better days are coming. Bus workers on strike, all workers don't cool. So your children can't get bus to go to school. The electric people cannot agree. So no light, so your child to cram for GC. Because two big man can't sit down like man and try to resolve a situation. The power hungry look they carrying on and using the little children as born. Better days are coming. Better days are coming. Children, stop your crying. Better days are coming. Better days are coming. Better days are coming. for schools and 90 for bomb. 8 million for house and 60 for gun. That is the type of budget we're making. To get ready for this better days we're coming. 18-year-old joining up military. To kill 18-year-old that they never see. That is the type of preparation. It is to live in this beautiful promised land. Better days are coming. Better days are coming. Children, children, stop your crying. Better days are coming. If a better world is their sole intention, I don't want it in words, I want it in fiction. My son was living here, I know madman. Who can pick up no bomb and cause no destruction? What is not told to the old and aching would be revealed unto babes and suckling. So keep on doing and doing your do. One day the truth will pick up with you. Better days are coming. Better days are coming. Children, children, stop your crying. Better days are coming. Better days are coming. Better days.